It is a bit of a health hazard. Good morning, Professor. Or Captain.
Good morning, Miss Hannah. Professor is
Hmm.
fine. Welcome. So, first of all, the offer I have made. What is your decision?
I will accept, on the condition that Specca be my second. Agree to be my second.
You are submitting her as your second?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. It's going to be your choice. In addition to that, you will also be instrumental in choosing who will join Medic Squad. We need a Vanguard member, and we may have other volunteers. My understanding is Miss Lila herself wishes to join. As she may be more reliable than Rin, it may be a good idea to discuss further with
I
her.
intend to have a discussion with Ren, actually. But, yes.
All right.
Uh, as for
That's
Vanguard,
acceptable. Mm-hmm.
sorry.
Then congratulations, squad leader of Medic Squad, Hannah Hart.
I won't lay down, ma'am.
You know, I actually went and spoke to Specca. I asked her, casually, what she thought of the operation that was undertaken by all of you on the mission. And she told me that she had come to depend on you. She found you a reliable leader, and that if she had a choice, she would not wish to lead herself, but rather she wanted you to be lead and her to work with you. That's exactly what she told me. So it works out
I suppose so, yes.
well. So, shall we begin with the basics? In my time, it was called the ABCs of CPR. Do you know what CPR actually means, Miss Hen?
Um, cardiac. I forget what the P is. Resuscitation, I think.
Yes, good. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It is a set of operations that are designed to help humans and demi-humans, like elves and such, to survive in the case of catastrophic accidents when their circulatory or breathing systems fail. It is only a critical life-saving method. It is only a critical life-saving measure. It is not something that is to be done for an extended period. Usually it is to be done until your casualty can arrive at the field hospital and get proper medical attention. But as you have discovered quite amply, much to the misfortune of you and your friend, understanding how to do it is life-saving. When I started, it was actually the ABCs they would teach. But thanks to the research that's been done over the last 2 decades, we now know that the correct order is different. So I'm going to give you an anagram, CAB. Cardiac, blood pressure, bleeding, and heart rate. Airway, A. And finally, breathing. In our care under fire drills, we discussed the most important thing for trauma care on the battlefield. Fire, move, care. And the only thing we were taught at that time was to apply tourniquets. It is similar here. In this case with CPR, it's usually done by rescue workers in non-combat situations. So usually they're not as frequently encountering knife wounds, sword wounds, lost limbs, the need for tourniquets. But we will, of course, train in those. Those will be important for us. So, C, cardio. The most important thing, as I described when we're doing care under fire, is to take care of the circulatory system. Any traumatic, massive hemorrhages Need to be tourniqueted off, if possible. Then you begin the first operation of CPR, pacing the heart. The reason for this is that a brain will die within minutes if it does not have a circulating blood supply. Same with the heart. It does not last very long. You can actually not breathe for many minutes. In fact, there are divers who can hold their breath for 6 or more minutes and have no problem. But if you do not have blood flow, toxins build up in your blood. Your cells stop because they cannot remove the toxins they need and they're not getting fed the sugars they require and oxygen. So that's why checking the pulse is the first thing we do, and what I always recommend. The C in CAB, cardiac. Do you know how to actually check a heart rate when you do not have an instrument?
I believe I've seen it. You check someone's neck to see if they have, well, you feel a beating.
The cardio right here. I don't know if it looks correct to you,
Hmm.
but located just under the chin, if you press 2 fingers in, you'll actually feel a distinct pulse there. And go ahead and try it now. See if you can find your pulse next to your throat. It should be quite distinct. If the neck is compromised or you are unable to, a secondary position you can do is on the inside of the wrist. You want to press close to the bone between the radius and ulna. Do not use your pointer finger. There's a reason for that. I'll get into it. And there is a small artery there. You can also do another one on the inner side of the elbow. That one's a little harder to find unless you have experience. You'll have to practice it. It'll take a while. When we do blood pressure, when we check blood pressure, you'll figure it out pretty quick because you're going to burst a vein and you'll see it.
Uh,
A little bit of meta humor.
mm,
The first time I was learning along with my fellow students how to take blood pressure, they burst the veins in my left arm because they applied the blood pressure cuff too hard.
oh,
It happens. It's part of that. So, you have arrived on the scene. You see a patient who is unconscious. See, what do we check first?
right. Check for cardios. So check for the or
Massive hemorrhage.
hemorrhaging. Right.
Yeah. Massive hemorrhage. And then we check to see if they have pulse.
Mm,
If they do not have a pulse, we will immediately begin CPR, or cardio pacing. This is the part that tends to be the hardest to learn because people get into stressful situations and don't think their way through it. The very first thing you do is you contact rescue us. Have someone contact medics in our case, or EMS, emergency medical. The reason why is if you're just sitting there uh, doing CPR, no one's going to come rescue you.
right.
So, massive hemorrhage. We check for pulse. We don't have it. We begin CPR.
Hemorrhaging
The proper way to
pulse.
do this.
Mm.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just talking out loud myself. Go on.
So the proper way to do it is you'll want to kneel down beside the patient,
Mm,
near their chest.
okay.
All right. You will place your non-dominant hand, so your left hand, atop their xiphoid process, which is the very middle of their chest,
Mm,
near the heart chamber.
okay.
Now, your fingertips, you want to leave them light. You absolutely do not want to curl them. If you curl them, you will break more ribs than are necessary.
Mm.
So
Then are
leave them and then
necessary.
then are necessary. You will break ribs when you are doing proper CPR. Almost guaranteed.
I see. All right.
It is a critical operation to save a life. It is not something that is pleasant.
Mm,
And hopefully you will never need to do it. But in case you do,
mm,
So, with your left hand placed correctly, with the palm against the center of the rib cage, and your fingers loosened so they're not curled, place your dominant hand, your palm atop your other hand, and then let your fingers interlace. But again, don't curl them. Just lay them there, and that'll get you the proper place.
mm,
And so, you begin thrusting about, let me see here, an inch and a half, I think, is the correct amount. But what's important is you have to maintain a pace. Do you know what the average human heartbeat is?
No, ma'am.
It depends on the age. Children are faster than adults, but somewhere around 90 to 100. There is a song that some people sing, ironically enough, named Staying Alive.
Uh, huh.
Yeah, there is a certain upper part of that song, Staying Alive, that happens to be the correct pace. You will often hear, you will legitimately hear EMTs humming that as they're giving CPR pacing because it's a good way to keep rhythm. You will perform. Now, when I learned this, it was a little different. I think now the correct is 15 cycles, so 15 full pumps, and then check for pulse again. Because what you're trying to do is get the heart restarted and chill. This is the very basic.
Okay.
So, you do that. They are not, their heart is not beating. Resume cycle. You're going to give at least a minute or more. I have to check the exact time, so I'll get that back to you. I need to go look it up. But I believe it's 2 cycles, 15. Check for heartbeat, and then you start checking for breathing. So let's go from cardio to A, airway. You can stand up if you want to.
Yes. Right.
80%. 80% of preventable deaths on the battlefield are from blood loss and heart failure. The rest of them tend to be breathing problems. So we get to the A, airway. What do we mean by airway? How familiar are you with the human breathing? Or demi-human breathing, I should say.
Um, just um,
Basics. You know a nose, a
basics.
mouth.
Pretty much,
There's
yes.
two there's two pathways through the esophagus, one that goes to the lungs, the
Um,
bronchial system,
mm,
and the esophagus that goes down to the stomach. So, in some cases, there will be a blockage in the airway. When I was initially, the first lesson I gave, the second lesson I gave was teaching how to do the chin thrust maneuver. Once you lay someone down on their back, you place 2 fingers underneath their jaw in the squishy part. You use your thumb to open their mouth. This is only to be done when they're unconscious. Otherwise, you get a bitten thumb. And you place it on their tongue. Your objective is to bring the tongue forward as you lift the jaw. This opens the airway in the back of the throat, because one of the most common cases when someone goes unconscious or has a seizure is that their tongue rolls back into their throat and they can't breathe anymore. So you are trying to remove that and open the airway as much as possible. There's a subsequent method that you follow once you've gotten the chin up thrust and lifted. It's called finger sweep. Point a finger in, sweep the back of the throat. Don't stuff it down their throat, but you're looking to see if they have anything trapped in their mouth in case they're not breathing. Nothing found? Excellent. You will resume cardio pacing. The reason why is that often the patients, if they don't have a heartbeat, they will die from that. before you need to worry about breathing. The human body is kind of remarkable in that regard. It can hold its breath quite an amount of time.
Huh.
And usually you'll have someone, a second, who will help you with doing the what's called rescue breathing. If you're on your own, though, you're going to have a bit more of a rougher time.
Mm.
Hopefully that doesn't happen very often for you, Miss Anna.
Of
But
course.
if it does, what I will do is I will get you what's called a QRF, quick reference. And in the quick reference guide, I will get you the numbers for how long you do pacing, how many breaths you give before you go back to pacing, and how long you continue CPR if you suspect a death. Generally, we try to do it as long as possible until an actual professional medical team arrives. You are the professional medical team. You will only be doing this operation when you are personally transporting one of your casualties from the field of battle to the triage center that you will be critically involved in setting. And that's what we're going to spend a lot of our time doing once we get through the basics. Okay. So,
Okay.
cardio, airway, rescue breathing. Oh, come on. There you go. Rescue breathing. And those are the basics of CPR, the essential. As a medic squad leader, you are going to be involved in learning more. We will learn about cardiac tamponade. We will learn about all kinds of interesting pulmonary problems, lungs that are filled with liquid, or when the lung sac gets filled with blood, called a tension pneumothorax. You will learn how to open airways and provide intubation, how to set up a breathing bag. You will learn how to restart a heart that has failed. All of these things will be coming up that you and I suspect your second will be involved in, and then if you wish, you can train others.
I
But
think.
it's up to you. I will add that to the medic books for the more advanced section, let's call
Thank you.
it. Mm-hmm.
I think I'll try to be teaching as many people as possible, to be honest. Well, of the medic squad, it's better that more people know
Yes.
and have the knowledge of it if they're willing to learn.
Yep. Certainly everyone should have basic knowledge of how to perform CPR.
Mm.
The order of operations, the timing, pacing. In medic kits, we'll have a gas mask and bag. It'll make rescue breathing easier. You don't have to give anyone a kiss. Also, as we are all soldiers, that look. As we are all soldiers, we will also be equipped with cats, which are, they can be self-applied tourniquets, combat-applied tourniquets. Other people can use them also, of course, but every single soldier will get one, just in case they're necessary. And as part of Care Under Fire, I suspect either Miss Minerva or myself will be going through that training and explaining how CATs work, how to apply them. And then under Tactical Field Care, which is the part that the medics will be partaking, we'll go into the more advanced things. Taking care of cardiac tamponade, taking care of pulmonary pneumothorax, all those fun things. By the way, what that means is basically lung leaking.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Have I actually... No, I haven't had someone with that injury yet.
You've had a lot of injuries,
Cardiac...
though.
A lot of limbs getting cut
Mm.
so far, which has been good.
I did have
And,
a question, actually, considering it might be relatively, um, it might be relevant at the moment. Um,
mm-hmm.
if someone is shot with something like a poison bullet, um, in training, a training sense, I know that tourniquets
Professor
are usually,
Steele.
yes, I know that tourniquets should be used in a battlefield because you have no other choice. But in a training sense, should you use more pressure or should I just go with tourniquets?
So it depends on how massive the bleeding is.
Mm.
If it is an arterial bleed, and you cannot stop it with pressure, or you recognize that it's an arterial bleed, tourniquet immediately.
Mm.
If it's just a regular bleed, most gunshots will be in flesh that doesn't have an artery. Apply pressure for 3 minutes. If the bandage soaks through, then you need to worry about cutting off the supply of blood. The good news is most limbs will survive no problems 30 minutes or more.
Mm.
Up to an hour is where you start getting into risk of losing the limb. But at that point, especially on school grounds, if you have to apply tourniquet, it should be no longer than 10-15 minutes.
Mm. Of course. Just making
Also,
sure.
one other thing to keep in mind, you don't always have to remove bullets. If they lodge somewhere dangerous, leave them.
Mm. Very well.
That's a kind of a common misconception. Mr. Stark, greetings.
Captain Silver.
Hello. How
I
can we
was
help
looking
you?
for Ren.
I have not seen her yet.
I see.
Last I saw her was at the graveyard. I haven't seen if she's returned to her bed now yet. I'm sorry.
Very well.
So
Thank
far,
you,
it's
Captain.
just been
I will
us.
check on.
All right. So, the basics of CPR. Run me through. CAB.
C, cardio. Or, well, yes, cardio. You check the scene, check for any hemorrhaging, and apply tourniquets where if necessary. Um, Kneel down. You check for a pulse,
Perfect.
either in the
A.
uh, A. Check for breathing. No, you said to do chest compressions first.
If there's no pulse.
If
Chest
there's no
compression.
pulse, where you kneel down, lace your fingers, but not entirely, and then mm, uh, uh,
Mm-hmm.
at a faster pace. But
Yep.
yes,
Yep.
for a cycle of
Staying
15.
alive. Cycle of 15, I believe. 2 cycles of 15. I'll have to go look it up and get you a QRF to make sure.
Mm.
They keep changing it on me. It used to be we'd do 3 cycles of 5, I think, and then do a rescue breath. But they changed that now. They don't do rescue breaths as often.
And then you check again for breathing, and you can't see them breathing. You open the airways by putting your fingers under the chin, or using to
Yeah, we
lift,
call it
and
a chin thrust.
a chin thrust.
That's what it's called, a chin thrust.
Chin thrust, and making
Mm-hmm.
sure that the tongue is not blocking the airways.
Correct.
And from there, I just make sure the airways want.
Finger
That should
sleep.
open. Finger sleep, right? Say finger, but don't stick it down their throat. Just check for anything that might be in the way,
It's unpleasant, yeah,
but necessary.
but necessary.
If nothing,
Just try not to stick it down their throat.
all right. If nothing, you go back to chest compressions. No, wait. The first thing. I forgot the first thing. You have to get help or ask someone for
Get
help.
help.
Not get help, but
Call a
have
doctor.
someone. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Have someone help.
Even if you're arriving on scene and there's no one else, first thing you do before you start CPR is you immediately call for help. Someone needs to know, because otherwise you won't be able to save their life.
Right.
But you will be there to prolong it, and so that's what we try to do with CPR. Basic CPR.
Right. Check that. And if that doesn't work, you said to continue with chest compressions, or do I do the rescue
Resume chest compressions.
Mm.
Yep.
and
I'll
keep
get you the
checking
full list
for breath and pulse until help arrives?
until EMTs arrive, or you have evacuated the patient. You brought them into the medic center here, where they will be taken care of, or your tactical field center that you will be setting up. And we'll go over that in the future. What kind of supplies you'll need, based on how many soldiers you have, blood, that kind of thing.
That is, did Madame Minerva speak to you about blood bags, actually?
Oh, yes. In fact, I believe the headmaster has an announcement about that today.
Okay, good. Because that was a concern last night. Mm,
We did have some, but I suspect we're going to need a lot more, given what I've heard from Professor Steele's training.
yes, I imagine so. That being said, again, with poison, I'm. Well, my uncles are stupid, but they come up. They said that when you get bitten by a snake or something like that, you're supposed to suck the poison out. I think they're stupid, but
Yeah, you don't do that. In fact, you
so
don't want to do
do we just
anti-venom.
anti-venom? Right.
Capture the snake if you can. Get a picture of it or identify it. Get them immediately to a hospital. They'll need anti-venom.
And is it the same with poisons?
I think it mostly depends on the poison. There are poisons that can be treated.
Mm.
Activated charcoal, that kind of thing. But it really depends on the poison and how it works.
So if I don't know, should I just stop it from getting closer to the heart?
Unfortunately, you can't know if that will do more injury or less. If it's a nerve toxin, for example, it'll concentrate it. And then when pressure is relieved off the limb, that large amount of poison will go in instead of circulating slowly all at once. Patient dies. So generally, they don't have people do tourniquets unless they're absolutely certain.
Mm.
And then you lose a limb, basically.
Right.
It's exceptionally rare where that's necessary. Most time in a poison that serious, like for example botulism or ricin, the patient dies before you know what it is.
Mm. Then I'll have to
That's an
ask Professor
unpleasant
Steele.
conversation. Yes, Professor Steele, I'm sure, will have will have the correct treatment for it. Or it'll just be painful. I'm sure he uses stinging nettles.
Mm. Most likely.
If you ever want a horror story, go look up what gimpy gimpies are. I'm sure Professor Steele is quite aware of them and might use their particular venom on some of his bullets.
I see. Huh.
I will describe a story for you real quick. On assignment, a troop, which had horses at the time, was headed through a forest, and one of their horses accidentally went through a gimpy gimpy bush. The horse began screaming, and galloped off of a cliff to end the pain.
Oh.
It has been described as lasting months and feeling as if you broke a bone. It's quite a memorable tree. It's part of the stinging nettle family.
Mm.
Anyways, that's besides the point.
Right.
CPR. Then our next lesson probably will go into concerns about getting a medical field tent ready, and how to set up a triage area in the field of battle. Like the considerations. I mean, it's relatively obvious when you think about it. Don't put it where enemies are coming from. Keep it in the back lines. But there are logical concerns and logistics. Like, how do you defend it? How many people should you pull from the other squads for that?
Yes.
Who all should be there? And one of the prices you'll have to pay for this duty is that there will be times where you will not be available for combat because you will be taking care of triage.
Mm. To be fair, I found out very
Yeah.
easily that I'm not for frontline combat, so I'm still dealing with the scars.
Yes, I'm sure we will carry those with us going forward. All of them. But for now, Miss Hannah, thank you for your time. I will
Well,
get you the QRF on CPR. It'll be a little card you have. We'll make copies for all of the nurses to have with them. Put them on all the medic kits also.
thank you, Captain. I appreciate it.
Of course. It's my pleasure. After all, I came here for this purpose, to make our students more capable of surviving, and that all of you have stepped up. It's one of my great pleasures.
There is
I'm also glad you accepted the job.
there's another thing I was working on. This is more alchemic based.
Okay.
I noticed that we had an issue with pain, clearly, while we were dealing with everything
Injuries.
happening. Injuries, yes.
Mm.
People were hysterical and screaming for any kind of pain relief. I know you don't want us to use morphine because it's an addictive substance. Incredibly so. But
Mm.
so I was hoping to try to see if I can't manufacture an alternative,
Codeine.
which
Codeine.
um,
Hydrocodone. That's usually what's given, and is an alternative to morphine.
hmm, perhaps
It's
I
it
had
works
another
pretty well.
alternative, but I wasn't sure if you would
Oh,
accept it.
what is that?
You might not. Okay, Vivia's
Just say it.
venom is
Oh,
has a numbing agent to it. If I can dilute it enough to being rather harmless, and it's even works as a bit of a paralytic, it might well get rid of that part of it, but it might calm people down enough to at least
that
be able to
would
work with
definitely
them.
work as a topical.
Mm,
The thing you'd have to research and be careful about is which exact nerve binding it attaches to.
mm,
Because the different types of pain receptors have different, well, they're different. They're entirely different receptors.
mm.
So certain venoms will only work on some of them, like the heat cold, but not, for example, on what we would call pain or torsion.
Well, I think
And
if it's
headaches, of
anything
course, are
like a
completely
spider, I'd have to research a lot of spiders, I guess. Wonderful.
different. Yes. And you get to milk them too.
Mm. But it might be a good alternative to something like that, something
It'd be
addictive.
excellent. In fact, there's quite a lot of research going on in that right now.
Mm.
There is a blood thinner that's come out that's based on I think a snake actually, snake venom. It's
And
just hard to milk them, so it's expensive.
well, luckily, it's rather easy to get the venom from Vivina. I would
Let's just
ask
not
if
call it milking
you.
her.
Yes, that's. I would ask you to respect if you could keep this between us, though, so we could respect her privacy in
Sure,
this. Thank you.
completely understandable. You will have to go through trials, so.
Of course.
All right. That sounds like a good start for today, Miss Hannah.
Mm.
Excuse me. Commander. Squad commander. No, what's the correct?
Uh,
Squad leader. Hannah Hart of the Irregular Medic Squad.
Thank you, Captain.
Miss Hannah, you are this. Go say hi to your friends. I'll go take care of my charge.
Speaking of, Bryn and Stark right there, actually.
Good timing.
Making their way up the staircase.
Professor Vaughn, yes, we were having a discussion about the future of Medic Squad. How can I help you?
Yes. Not at all, but I may bring up something to you, Hannah. Stark made an excellent point that we should perhaps have a subclass like Vargas has his with crafting. We have ours with apothecary use.
How convenient. Exactly what we were discussing. I will leave her
Indeed.
in your capable hands, Professor Vaughn.
Yes, and we have a new potion book that has about, I like to say, 5 potions in it and a healing balm in it as well. Recipes for creation.
I see. I'll go read and research them now then. Thank you, Professor.
Oh wait, we have
Mm.
class.
Oh,
Well, we will be doing so anyhow.
I do have a question. Has Professor Steele already started his lesson? Or is he not doing
No,
that tonight? Today?
he will today,
Mm,
but I believe it is after our class.
very well.
Yes. Try not to get shot, will you?
That didn't help me last time. With all due
No,
respect. Still feeling the sting of
it's
it.
fine.
Mm,
Mm,
but I'll be sure to research them, and I'll probably be at the lab tonight as well again.
it was fun. Continue doing what you were doing, and I will still be around doing what I
Of course.
may have to get more outsourced supplies for more potions we can create because we are quite limited in that lab, but we can stockpile. The
Mm,
plan tonight is to make a couple of jugs of healing balm for medical squad to possess,
that would be wonderful.
and a few dozen healing potions, mana potions, and stamina potions.
I'll help you collect supplies if you wish. I can do that after, or actually, uh, I should probably go meet my squad, but I can do that probably after class, after Steel's lesson, if I'm still able to move.
Of course,
Mm,
do as you wish. I will not object.
of course. Thank you, Professor. I should go
Mm,
see my squad now. Thank you.
go on.
Hmm?
Lila.
I was saving it for later.
Saving what for later?
That pig I just killed.
Okay. He's just
If
saving
she
food from
killed,
the freezer.
probably.
Mm,
None of the
Hmm,
bodies are out, right?
I don't know. There probably aren't any bodies in there last I checked,
mm.
You
except for
sure?
that animal.
What do you
Well, did
mean?
you kill somebody and put them in there? Otherwise, I don't know.
Mm,
It's a joke.
mm,
Hmm. Gotta be ready for the day. Steel is probably going to work the lot of you.
right.
After we had a casualty, I'm sure he is not pleased.
Will that be our lesson today then? Or
My class is before his,
mm,
but
mm.
his isn't necessarily a class, more of a trial.
Yes.
True.
I would bring your combative wit with you.
Spaghetti, can I speak with you a moment?
Mhm.
Right. Um, I figured I should tell it to you about this before anyone else figures it out or is what made aware. Prof. Captain Silver has requested that I become the leader, a squad leader of medical squad. I agreed on the condition that you be my second.
Huh? Me?
Yes, you were amazing at the tent.
Mm.
You knew everything you would do more than I think anyone.
I, uh, between you and me, well, I could definitely, if anything, help teach the nurses some other stuff. Before I came here, I did well, I did the usual patch-ups like we do here, and then some stuff. So I could help teach, but I won't be like, I don't want to be, I don't want people, I want to help the nurses squad, but I don't want people, looking at me or anything. They'll be looking at you, right?
I mean, to be completely honest, you kind of showed that you were very capable as a healer yesterday, or at the mission, the entire mission.
Mm, yeah, healer. Yeah, I'll take that. But yeah, I'm a terrible leader.
Then they'll be looking at me.
Hmm.
So, but I'll be looking for you, or at you, for helping me in all this, because I've got to be honest, I don't know what I'm doing half the time,
Mm,
and you do. So I'm going to be looking for you to help me. I'm taking lessons with Silver in the mornings, but
I see.
you're welcome to join us.
Perhaps, I was thinking the other day, while I was just kind of sitting down, I had an idea. I mean, because, well, yes, I think it's a good one. I think we should all learn together. And I mean, I can show you how I learned, but might be a little. I'm worried it might be much for some.
Mm,
And this is the non-magical stuff,
mm,
just what anyone can do.
mm. Well, that's pretty much
Mm.
what we need, so.
Mm.
Mm.
Uh, I was thinking, and just because, uh, I don't know, do you think maybe the nurses can get together sometime after class and we could all learn together?
Um, well, yeah. She just taught me the basics of CPR, so I can share what I know. Probably not tonight or today because Seal, and I don't know if we'll be able to walk afterwards. But
True.
and plus, I imagine we'll be needing all of our medical expertise before that. So,
Mm.
right.
I must warn you though, like I said, I kinda gotta be honest with this. You might have to have Silver teach mostly because, well, even though I practiced medicine before coming here,
I'm not
I
expecting.
wasn't,
I'm not expecting you to be a teacher. She's got that.
okay.
I need
Oh,
someone to help me with the
mm-hmm,
technical stuff and keeping things organized and in control. You're
mm-hmm,
very capable in that.
mm-hmm. I can do organization. It's easy.
Mm. Right. Okay. She might give this announcement at school, the class, or in the assembly, which is going to be mortifying, but it'll happen. So, just so you're aware.
Uh,
Not for you,
oh,
necessarily for you, but probably for me. So, mm,
thank God. Quick question though.
mm.
Aren't, who's Ardent Vale's leader?
We don't have one. They say I am, but we're. I
Mm,
suggested to Professor Willow, and he accepted that since the school isn't giving us, well, basically isn't forcing us to choose a squad leader, that instead of choosing one, that we would choose one at the beginning of every mission and stick with that person for that mission, and then change out as needed. Because different missions
interesting.
require different capabilities and different leadership. For example, if we go
Mm,
into a city, I'm not putting Arbor in charge because she doesn't know her way around a city. But I might
mm,
put someone like Mason in charge, or we might vote for
mm.
someone to Mason in charge.
I see. Can I recommend something though?
Please do.
Well, you see, what we're gonna have Ignis do is we for sure need a leader, so, well, at least here and generally outside, and, well, yes, you got a good point of swapping out leaders, for us at least. It works to have kind of one solid foundation. Then, of course, we adjust per mission, probably. But, because what I think would be really, really useful, especially before we go on the mission, is having quote unquote leaders get together and talk. Not only that, but Vev was talking about organizing classes for strategy, some medical stuff, for just generally for anyone who wants to learn after class and the like. And I think it would be most efficient if all the quote unquote leaders of the squad got together and organized those and such.
Probably then. I know Vaughn was talking about having specific alchemy classes, kind of like Vargas does, like for
Mm,
specialty students, and I'm guessing those are what the other teachers are doing, considering that's what we're doing. I'm doing with Captain Silver.
mm,
So I think it's turning into
yeah.
that, which is probably for the best. But yes, tactics would probably be for the best. I don't know who's the best on them here. I imagine someone like I would see Stark.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
I only know
he's.
group tactics, and that's only from the books I've read.
Mm, I know. Mm, my tactics work a bit different, only because I'm usually used to working with. I'm usually not used to leading the groups because it's like a family thing. Hunting trips, camping.
Mm,
I listen to the elder,
I've
the senior person in charge. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the only, I mean, like I said, I've read books and I've studied history, so I know some about that. And then I've played some board games with my cousin, but that doesn't compare to anything real.
Mm,
But I'm sure we could all come up with something if we all came together.
yeah. I'll talk to my group and see what they think. I actually should really go meet them because I'm probably running a little really late. So,
True.
but I'll let you
But
guys
yeah,
know who's your leader.
we haven't announced it yet because we're all going to do an individual vote and then
Mm,
count up the votes.
okay.
And then whoever wins. So
Um,
we'll see in a
for
little bit.
Vanguard, it's I know it's Zachary. For Crystal Thorn, it's Berthel, and with I think Rin his second.
But yeah, if Art and Veal could get kind of a leader on campus at least, that'd
Mm,
be awesome.
mm.
Just so we can organize.
I'll ask. We'll see how they want. But anyway, I gotta go find people. Wait, is that one of them? That's one of them. Okay, good. Think. Right. Mm, Never mind. Guess they're all probably.
You know, which
I
means you.
am.
Hello? Is anyone here? Mason, Arbor, Gavin? Mm, Arbor, maybe. Actually, no. Mm.
Melanie.
Zachary, have you seen any of my
Hmm?
squad? Walk and talk.
Not your squad.
Mm,
Everyone's pretty much at the food pen right now.
The food pen? Oh, Lila?
Uh, Lila Stark's over there.
I heard
Augusta.
Lila might have had an accident.
Accident.
She.
Well,
Damn it.
I never
Apparently,
heard of
she ate a
fighting
pig that
people.
she thought she was going to. Or she was saving or something. I don't know.
I'll tell you that.
Oh, your mom has gray hair too?
Huh? You've never been to a circus? Like circus?
Sorry.
No. Bazaar?
Oh god. I'm leaving this conversation.
Where'd they go? Damn it.
Your penny? What's a penny?
Well, yes, I'm still training him. He should be good by tomorrow. Start drawing blood. But considering what Steel wishes to do today, they wouldn't be good to draw blood anyway.
She's so cold. I'm surprised she doesn't
Let
shot
me
at
have you make
herself.
that
I don't know
announcement.
much
You'll
ice
be more
cubes.
experienced with
Oh, my
having
fucking
contact.
hand. What?
Understood.
I'll just
And then you still need to announce something after that,
What
sir?
is it? Roast me today?
just the squad stuff.
You're always on ice skates.
Yes, and we also need to
Oh, Kelly,
brief
please
them
get
on
over.
Too cold now.
creating a
They need
docket
to
based on their
elevate.
species and anything our medical staff need to know.
Better way than Rouge.
Ooh.
Wear whatever you
Mindful
want.
Which
I can add that
party?
to
So
the
what-
list. I actually spoke
Alright,
to
that-
Vivina.
that
Oh,
I
works
am
for me.
so down.
Hell no.
I vote Specca join Vanguard.
that was one of my bigger worries. As
Oh.
I believe, in terms of our knowledge,
Just
or
give
kidding.
more
anyone's
That's
knowledge
not
in
what
this
I worry
world,
about. You'd get
we
beat up
lack
too
the
much.
least on her.
She is
You're not wrong.
unique. Quite so.
Yes.
Alright.
Apparently we're gonna die today.
I will add that
Right, guys?
Yes, you will. You
before
die
the
together.
announcement.
If I foresaw my death,
Just
I would
understand.
ask me when you are fit.
Alright. You know what?
Will do.
Breathe on for your kid.
Morning, Specca.
Morning.
Be among the
Ren and Stark
Let's see,
are
is
on
this
their
looking
way.
like everyone? I know Gavin seems to be bedridden, so.
I believe Arbor and Mason have just woken up.
Understood.
They'll be here shortly. Give them time.
You believe they heard the bell?
Can I help you?
Oh yes.
They definitely
nice.
did.
Why my glasses on your forehead?
They're for reading. Why is everybody roasting me about my blindness?
I see a video
Fucking glasses.
Brown
I
and
look
red.
stupid in
There
them,
we go.
alright?
Stupid ass.
You,
Fine.
You think your
Yeah,
glasses
you can't
look
stop telling the
stupid.
students about it.
Your glasses look cute. Shut your mouth.
I actually like your glasses.
I look like I got
Does anyone not like Specca's glasses?
What's wrong with that? No.
That's what I thought.
Oh no, here we go.
Good morning, everyone. I rang the bell a bit sooner than usual because we have a lot to do today.
I'm glad.
As part of our
Do this shit.
prevention for what happened a couple days ago.
Let's do this shit.
Today we're going to be having Vaughn go over several potions in the Ignis wing in the lecture hall. Make sure to grab a book from the shelf and get ready for that when we go there. However, before that, we're going to be going into the war room and debriefing on everything that occurred. I'd like to hear some things from everyone so we can ascertain exactly what happened.
Oh no, this is gonna
Once
take
we get
forever.
in there, I'll have you grab a paper and check the board, and that should give you a good rundown of how we're going to be handling this. And also, after Vaughn is done teaching us several potions, we're going to be having, I think Steele should be arriving. He has the stadium set up and cleared out from snow and other things. It seems that he wanted to start up the Crucible, and I gave him permission. So he'll be training you from the henceforth.
fuck. Oh.
And I believe, Silver, you had something to say as well. But before that, I would like you all to know that we've also decided to start having students voluntarily donate blood so we can have blood on hand for injuries. A lot of you are from different species and backgrounds, so it's almost impossible to have everything in stock. So it's almost best to get blood for yourselves so that we can have that on hand in case of injury and we can replace that. However, we also have some people on campus that require blood, both for transfusion and also feeding. So that would help us out greatly in both categories. Tomorrow, I'm still finishing trading one of my twig blade from my grove, but you'll notice that you'll be in a cage of sorts in the medical arena or medical infirmary. And tomorrow, you should start to be able to get blood drawn by him. He'll take a bit for a snack, but the rest will go in a blood bag. That will be his reward for his training. So you can go and voluntarily donate your blood as you see fit. Starting tomorrow, if everything pans out. We also are going to, at Steele's request, we're going to have all the students that are of species that we do not have a vast knowledge on to start writing up a docket about your biology and how we can best take care of you. And he will then educate and form a class around this, educating everyone on the ins and outs of every species in here, both how to help and harm, as that is what he suggested. I believe that covers everything. Silver, would you like to step forward and speak your mind?
Here we go.
Cadet Hannah Hart, please step forward in front of the podium here.
Yes, Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, given the operation, the experience you all discovered during the mission, we have decided to enhance the medic squad. Therefore, I have promoted Miss Hannah to squad leader of the irregular medic squad. She will be overseeing triage operations and setup of camp and combined operations going forward. What this means is when you are deployed together in large battles, she will have authority to set up a triage area with the fellow medics. It will be defended, and she will have the right to tell you if you can or cannot continue combat. I hope that it shall not be necessary for me to explain why we are taking these steps. In addition to that, she and her second will be taking more advanced classes on the requirements of how to fully treat people who have been injured or experience combat trauma. Miss Hannah Hart, congratulations on your promotion. That is all from me.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you for that, Silver.
Miss Hannah.
Now, before we head on into the war room, we also have some mail as you've been away for a bit. So I'll call that out, and once you get your mail, feel free to take it back to your dorms. And 5 minutes from now, I'd like everyone to be in the war room. If you do not get mail, please make haste to the war room. Then we will head to classes after that. So do not stray far, or else I'll let Steele know that you do not care.
If you enjoy all your limbs, do not be noticed by Professor Steele.
Yes, well, everyone, grab your mail, and everyone else head down to the war room. I'll see you there shortly.
Congrats, Hannah.
Thanks. We should get to the war room. Yeah.
Congratulations, Hannah.
Thanks, Lila.
Steele's
Ren?
having an extracurricular sort of training thing going on. It's
Need help?
really brutal, really intense. But if you want to be a part of it, you should tell him today.
I was stoned, and I will be.
Go on, be quiet.
You might want to tell him about
Yeah.
Zesty
I
when
shall.
you do.
She should be with
Okay,
us.
good. Because you're gonna get like shot.
If I'd
I'm aware.
like to speak with you at some point tonight, if I could.
Had mail a moment or two.
Are you alright?
See you there. Sore.
Barthol,
But
can
I'll
I
be
task you with something to help everyone?
There's something else I should tell you about later,
Could you
though.
follow me and start handing out
Alright.
briefing documents? Just keep grabbing them from this and helping me pass them out.
Thank you.
Once you're done with these, please dispose of them in the box over there. Pass them around if you already have one.
I think they're passing them around, Shizu. I think Barthel's grabbed some.
That should be about it. If there's any more, we'll grab. Please pass these around if there's any more. Let me know.
Thank you, sir.
Have your injuries healed.
There should be
Your
one more
cuts.
for you if you need it.
Arbor,
What?
have your scratches
Oh.
been...
Grab yourself one.
You will be my share, buddy.
The scratches are gone.
Where's Vaughn? Take a moment to read through that while I go locate the others. Carver will not be joining us today. He is currently in my grove in the vault, gathering rewards for the
Sorry about
Crucible
that.
coming
I
up.
was next.
As Steele has wanted to reward everyone that comes out victorious.
Reward them with harder work.
Injury report, mental well-being.
Miss Harbour,
Yes, ma'am.
in regards to the information that the headmaster brought up for your species,
Oh, great. We get a little paperwork.
is it Catalina? Catherine?
Do
Catherine.
you mind if I check for the
Catherine.
sign?
Would Catherine be available to provide that information to
We should probably write it.
whatever she has
Since
learned?
you have
Perhaps
the
I could add an extra
thank
note
you.
to a letter I was about to send her this morning.
Just wanted to be sure.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the individual reports.
You and Miss Favina
Alright, we're still going to be waiting on Vaughn and Mason, it seems, but continue reading.
are the most vulnerable to failures of our treatment, and we would not know what to do.
I understand.
Anyone here have any questions so far as we wait for the other two?
Thinking. That's all. I'll be okay.
Oh boy.
Are there any questions before we get started? We're still waiting for Vaughn and Mason. Yes, Vev?
Is the debrief that we're giving based off of our original mission alone, or even the big battle at the end? Or just the big battle at the end?
Shit, Mason.
We'll be briefing each squad individually for 5 minutes regarding the mission down in the crypt, and then we will be doing a group discussion regarding the final battle that I've been told about. Does that answer your question? Any individual reports that have more detail can be filled out and put on my desk, because obviously there might be opinions and things that people need to say or want to say that they don't feel necessary to announce in front of everyone and would like to keep to themselves, and that is what the written portion is for. I expect that on my desk, or not my desk, but Minerva's desk tomorrow morning, and she will pass those off to me so I can read them before the bell. Vaughn, did you happen to see Mason on your way in?
No.
Professor, might I
All
go
right, then
and fetch him?
if you can find him, please be back within a minute or two.
Of course, sir.
We're going to start with Ignis and everything. That should give you time.
Damn it, Mason. Mason. Mason! Mason. Crap. Swear to God, if you come through as I'm going out. Okay. Mason, hurry your ass up! Mason!
I'm coming!
Hurry! You're the last one!
Again?
Show boy.
I think, as far as squad injury reports, Spectre, you should probably take that one.
Well, I got hurt a decent amount. I don't remember specifically by what. but I had some cuts and some fatigue from mana draining because I used a lot of magic in the crypt. Most of the injuries were taken by me. As for everyone else, I think I was able to heal them enough for them to keep fighting and stabilize. But I wasn't quite awake. I don't think. Well, I wasn't awake after the crypt. Did you know that? So I couldn't tell you for sure, 100%, what all of Ignis's damages were after the crypt. You'd probably have to ask other members of the nurses' squad. Or were you alive, Viv?
Yeah, I was alive.
Wait, awake. Sorry.
Physical injuries were very minimal after your influence. Although you were extremely drained from mana, and you were in critical condition before the wraith got to you.
Yeah.
Vaughn, it
I
seems
healed
Steele
by
has just
race.
arrived on campus. Could you check in on him and make sure he arrives here? In case he does not know we're here. Sorry, continue.
I'm fine. Nothing, sleep can't cure.
Likewise.
So it sounds like there's not many injuries within Ignis, and I can assume Rook is still A-okay as well? Functioning in top order.
He sustained
That
damage.
is good to hear.
But he's fine.
Understood. I'm sure those that created him can help with that.
To report, I guess I'll keep it brief since we probably only have a couple minutes. We went in with our objective to acquire the key shard. Things were a lot more intense than anticipated. After getting through what appears to be different areas of this place, we ended up facing off against this undead dryad, which resulted in an interesting set of circumstances which led us to lose the key shard. Anybody else want to add anything?
Any further details could be in your reports that you leave on my desk if you'd all like to share more details after that. But we can move on to the other group if there's no more anyone else wishes to share.
That about sums it up.
Understood. Now, Vanguard, can you please explain your physical and mental well-being and then move on to exactly how your mission went in the crypt? Were you able to find him, Vaughn?
Yes.
Oh, I see him. Just in time for Steele to get here.
You were both leaders, so I think we should both go first, Zachary.
Okay. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of members here currently, so I'll speak for them, I suppose, since I know most of the reports from my other squad members. I'm sure they can give you the personal rundowns as well.
Be sure to let them know after this meeting. Thanks for joining us, Steele. They're just going over their briefing of the mission, or their debriefing.
I was really hoping you'd jump.
Explaining how their crypt plunge went. Continue.
For myself, I was mainly at the front for most of it, tanking most damage, so I would say that I was probably the most physically damaged. Actually, maybe Ryder. He fell down into some sort of hole and killed some, or didn't kill some creature. I can't really speak for Ryder, I suppose, but for myself, took main damage on my back, shoulders, main front damage, but nothing that I can't really heal. I broke one of my ribs, but all healed up in my wolf form. Augusta, do you want to go?
Sure. I covered our backs. I was making sure no enemies would get us from behind. I would freeze the water bubble that Rex would do, so we can block off the ends. And I would freeze any of the enemies to slow them down and take them down myself if nobody else was paying attention. I sustained a lot of damage as well, but I recovered after an incident at the camp with a dark entity, whatever the hell that was.
No.
Mentally, I feel all right. Other than that, there was a lot of things we were not prepared for.
Would you like to include the rest in your text report? Melanie, would you like to add anything?
I shall.
Mental stability is peak as well as physical.
Was that during the mission, or are you referencing currently?
During the mission, I couldn't really do much in there, so.
Oh. Understood. Skeletons and fire don't mix too well. Thankfully, everyone else in Vanguard picked up the
Not
slack,
just
it sounds like.
skeletons. I had to make sure I didn't barbecue my own squad as well.
I'm sure they appreciate that. Thank you for doing so. All right, we're going to move on to Crystal Thorn now. Could you please give us a... yes, Silver?
I have an addendum for Vanguard.
And what would that be?
Miss Jixie has sustained a great deal of injuries related to her inability to properly cast spells and use her gate. She is suffering from severe hypertension, which is causing damage to her eyes and various arteries in her body. I have
stretching her mana
to...
way too far, I see.
Yes. I have referred her to other professors who will work with her in regards to this disability before she causes any further damage, especially to her brain. That's all.
Understood. We'll head on to Crystal Thorn now. If you give us a quick, brief explanation of the injuries sustained during the mission and mental state, and then how it went.
The injuries sustained during the mission itself were as follows. Barthol, 1 slash on the side, several small non-essential wounds. Stark, 1 slash on the side, several non-essential wounds. Lila, unstable condition, unconscious, had to be transformed to heal. Shizu, slash on the right arm that was near amputation level, and Rin slashes across the legs that enabled walking. Current situation includes 4 members at peak physical and mental, 2 members still recovering. The actual mission itself was a simple gather information for us. We explored the crypt in detail so that we could bring back as much information as possible. We encountered large quantities of skeletons, as everyone else did, completed a puzzle and found our keystone and brought it back post-haste. Fairly simple, straightforward, Headmaster.
Understood. I'm sure if there's any further details from any of you, you'd like to include that in that document and report that you're going to be putting on Minerva's desk. All right, and finally, Arden Vale. Thank you for that, Star.
Right. Injuries. Arbor sustained deep scratches, but they have since healed, as well as Mason, Gavin, and Jay also sustained several superficial lacerations, but they have since healed. I myself sustained a visceral laceration across the arm that enabled it moving for quite a while. It is begun to heal, though. I'm well. Kari as well. In the crypt, she had visceral lacerations across the sides.
I see. And how did the mission itself go, if there's no more injuries to report?
The mission was a success. After some difficulty, we had difficulty exiting the said building, unfortunately, but we got everyone out in time and safely.
I see. And any further details anyone would like to add, feel free to put that in the report.
Of course.
All right, now we'll move on to the final altercation I was informed of, where you located one of the missing keystones, it sounds like in the grove that is now depleted. Would anyone like to begin on how that occurred during this group discussion, since you were all present?
starts with the crypt walker, right?
Stark, would you mind
Mm.
going over the extent of the details of the deal?
Is that specifically what you're pertaining to, or do you mean the actual fight that occurred and the details with that, Headmaster? To be specific.
I would consider it important.
If it pertains to and is significant to what occurred there and how it was solved, and if it leads to how you could have done better, and or if that was the best you could do, if it leads to that, then I'd like to know about it. We're trying to
Very well,
discover exactly
Headmaster.
where that keystone could be and if it's connected.
As far as where the keystone, the remaining one is, I still believe it is likely within the crypt, unless it was removed by the Dryad. Though the keystone that was there that was depleted, I myself grabbed when the force field protecting it went down and gave it back over to the backline people. In regards to the Cryptwalker itself, the being had been around since we arrived. Several students had given it its name, and through information gathering from it, as well as our resident spirit Pickwick, I realized the scope of its power and its ability to destroy the camp, should we offend it. As such, after finding out that several of our students had already given their names over to a being that could likely kill them with that information, I decided to engage in relations with it, as it very much wanted to see that the enemy that was bringing the dead back to life was destroyed. I relayed this information to everyone within the camp, though it seems the information was not spread as well as I thought it had been, and the general scheme of orders from that point forward were to get rid of the creature. So I continued on the fact, thinking that the deal had gone forward, and that should I destroy the creature that was raising the dead, that the names of our students would be released and they would not be cursed, harmed, or killed by the Crypt Walker for entering his crypt and violating the rights of his friends, as he called them. When the sword was dropped on the ground, the sword the Crypt Walker and the Dryad both found quite powerful. I made the action to grab the sword and run it through the Dryad, because I felt that would fulfill the deal in killing the target that we were all sent to destroy anyway. It did, in fact, even though he was able to be saved through the efforts of the other classmates, complete the deal with the Cryptwalker, and our names were released, and we were no longer any threat of any curse or trouble from it. Then the rest of the class, using the key shot, I imagine, took it and saved the Dryad, restoring him to his previous self.
Any further details regarding that section of the report?
I shall be writing a lengthy report to put on your, at Minerva's desk, on my accounts.
All right. Does anyone else have any more information on exactly how the Grove situation went and occurred and was handled?
It's worthwhile of note as far as the Cryptwalker situation is concerned. From my summations, I think over 2/3 of all the students there had actually had their names given out, mostly based off of their or their peers' personal failure to not use nicknames.
Does anyone in this room have any evidence and experience with the Cryptwalker using your name against you? So
Gavin did.
And Narber.
Our squad mate Gavin.
Oh, you're raising your hand.
That's the only instance I saw.
I was also
I
told
see
that
you.
Instructor Carver also had it use its name against him, but he would not tell me what occurred during that. So
I'll
perhaps you should
check
ask
in
him.
with him once he's done in the Grove. He's currently obtaining weaponry from the vault, which will be rewarded in the Crucible to come.
Yeah,
which we will get to here shortly and how that goes. All right. Is there no more information regarding what happened in the Grove? I know I spoke with Specca yesterday in great length. She explained how there was portals and skeletons were pouring out in great number, and everyone was in chaos. None was protecting the ranged or the healers, and only caring about themselves. Is this match what you've experienced? Yes,
That
Hannah?
seemed to be...
Sir, that is not the entire scope of things. That is a generalization. There were many people
That is
that
why I'm
were...
here. We're trying to get people to give me information instead of stare at me. Can you please give me more?
Of course. There were some that, yes, there was chaos, but once people actually were given orders, they took them and guarded who they needed to. Unfortunately, because the chaos was so widespread, they were then led away. And yes, that is a fault, but I think it's discipline, sir,
All right.
that we lacked, unfortunately.
There were several people who rotated back and forth between defending and moving forward to save those who pushed too far. It became difficult because there was no solid formation, is probably what Circa was referencing to. Without a solid formation, it kind of fell apart more into chaos. The orders helped, and we did organize slightly better, but we still did far worse than we could have if we were more organized.
If I may, there was also a point where there was no chain of command. The only people we had to listen to, well, the people we had to listen to were obviously the professors, but unfortunately, the orders were separate even from them,
I see.
or conflicting rather.
It was friendly fire as well, if that hasn't been mentioned.
I have not heard of this. Can you elaborate?
In the midst of the chaos, and on purpose, friendly fire occurred when trying to, I think I saw you hitting some people with your frost on accident because people were jumping across trying to hit other skeletons, but...
So crossfire.
Lack of
On
discipline.
top of that, I don't know if Carver explained what he got up to, but he explained it to me that he went to some other section of a cave with Kari. He took on these two behemoth monster creatures to protect the rest of us, I believe, so they wouldn't escape and get to us. I don't know much more than that.
All right, I'll have to speak with him separately then.
Sir,
So to finish up here, yes, Mason?
I know the details of their mission. Carver and Kari were tasked with getting Bay water from that area that they went
Makes sense.
to.
That was to clean or cleanse the dryad, I assume.
Yes, sir. When they got back,
But you did
however,
succeed.
Hmm.
As to how that went and how it was handled, I have not been informed of yet. But continue.
when they got back, that's when all the chaos kind of ensued.
I see. As you got closer to completing your task, then they tried harder. Yes, Vev, can you have the floor?
It's not to add upon that, but to a prior point, is there anything else that you wanted to say?
No.
Okay. There was additionally no debriefing before we went in. If there was, it didn't include everyone. So when we got in, it's only expected why chaos had ensued. With a group so large, it's difficult to relay such information when no plan is made in advance.
So you're saying that after, because when I left the camp, I believe the plan was for Ignis to head out, confirm the grove, and then everyone else to locate the Crypt Walker. That was what I last knew before leaving the camp to come back to the school. So you're saying that once the grove was found, everyone just waltzed right in instead of discussing anything?
Well, I mean this with no disrespect, sir, but ordinarily it would be the job of the superiors to give some form of guidance. But instead, we were told to just walk inside.
And who gave that command there, if I may ask?
I do not recall.
I see. Looks like I'll have to speak with the teachers about that as well.
Instructor Carver and Professor Willow were both present when we entered.
All right.
Headmaster, I would like to also take responsibility.
Understood, and that is why I remember giving you that punishment yesterday. I'm expecting better attendance and whipping these students into shape, if you recall. Yes, Augusta?
On the point of friendly fire, I will raise the point that, well, I'll speak for myself then, but I don't know any of these people. I don't know how they work. I just recently got to know my squad better, and it's still a struggle every day, sir.
And how many
That
months
was the
has it
first
been
time.
since we've been at this academy?
Several.
Yes, and how come? In fact, I'd almost be scared to ask if any of you could even say everyone's names that's in this room, let alone what they can do and what they can't do. I remember
I'm
a lot
just
of the
saying,
exercises
girl.
we had at the beginning of this academy was to talk to each other, learn about each other. What were you guys doing during that?
I just want to raise the point. Every day, everyone's squad gets together every day, and they are stuck like glue. But yet, we can't glue to each other when we need to, and that was the first time. That battle was the first time we ever fought together, and of course, shit happens. But then we wipe, and we clean up, and we start again. I think I would like, personally, maybe more opportunities, whether it be enforced or not, for all of us to work together, since you said squads are just for now, but in the future we're gonna be one, correct?
That is the hope, yes, that we all work together. Steel, I
Yeah,
believe your
Mouse.
crucible should help solve a lot of this. They'll learn about each other quite a lot during that, won't they? But
Indeed,
continue.
Headmaster. They will learn the extent of each other, both of their power and their frailty. One way or another, you will have this knowledge in place within your minds. You can be sure of that. Furthermore, there is yet someone else that, unless she has spoken of it since before I arrived, that needs to opt to friendly fire.
And who'd that be?
I will give this
Gus is the only
individual
one
the
to have mentioned.
opportunity to speak up for herself.
That would be me, sir.
And why did you harm your comrades?
Because I didn't have control, sir.
That is correct. And whom is responsible for that loss of control?
I am, sir.
Incorrect. It is my fault. I apologize to you, youngling. I will remedy that forthwith.
Stark, are you raising your hand to bring up another point?
On the friendly fire matter, sir. I
Alright.
also attacked Zachary.
And
willingly.
was this due to the connection with the incident of his sister, or something else?
No. After the Dryad, after I attacked him in an attempt to kill him, Professor Willow gave the order to restrain me. But I was not done disposing of the Dryad. I feared that because of the order to restrain me, I would not be able to complete the mission, and therefore many of my fellow comrades would be injured. So in an effort to try and complete the mission of getting rid of the Dryad, I struck out at Zachary.
Did Willow know
So
of
you did
this
not
mission?
you did not trust the teachers and how they were trying to handle the situation, or how everyone else was trying to dispose of the Dryad?
I will admit that I was focused on the mission. That is my own folly.
Vev, do you have something to add to that, or a different point?
I will add that technically Willow did not give any order on that until after. And Zachary had tried to stop him. It wasn't just an immediate attack for no reason. But I do have something to report. One that I cannot give full details of because I do not recall it. I know at least at one point during the mission I had blacked out. Stark was there. I had nearly attacked Melanie, or maybe I did. I don't know. Steel. Please help
Due
me.
to your fire
I didn't.
issue, then?
Yes.
She bit towards her, but it did not look like she actually made impact. I stepped in front of Melanie and attempted to calm Ravina.
Melanie was igniting her fire in front of her.
I did ask her not to use it as well, but she just told me to close my eyes, but my eyelids are translucent.
we need to either deal with that fire issue and/or separate them in battles much more
The
efficiently.
fear of fire, Headmaster, shall be dealt with as all other fears, through vigorous applications of training.
Which we will be getting to here shortly. Is there anything else anyone would like to add before we head to class? Unless we should head straight to the stadium. If there's any more details that people would like to add, for example, how the keystone got depleted, I'd like to know, but if that has to wait for any personal inquiries or reports that you wish to remain private, that is up to you. Anyone?
As I said in my initial report, Headmaster, I believe it was either depleted by the Dryad or traded in use to heal the Dryad, though I wasn't there for that, as I was
Yes.
very
Was there
much
anyone
shooed
that
away.
was there that would like to speak, or would perhaps Stark like to continue to speak constantly? Yes, Hannah?
Yes. Professor Willow did something with the keystone in order to help heal the Dryad. I don't know exactly the extent of it, and I don't know the ritual of it, but you should probably speak
And
to
I'll
him
have
about
to
that.
seek further details from him, it seems.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there anything else privy to this that would help us track down where that remaining keystone might be, or who it was that took it? All right. Well, I believe it's time to then head to the lecture hall for Ignis so he can go over his potions quite quickly then. Is that fine with you, Vaughn? Or Steele, would you like us to head straight to the stadium?
It would do them well to listen to what the good Professor Vaughn has to teach them.
Yes.
I will be waiting at the arena.
Understood. I will actually take you there. We just finished installing the horn. Vaughn, let's head to the your classroom real quick as well. All right, everyone, please head to and follow Vaughn to the Ignis lecture hall at the end of the hall. Left wing, top floor. You should know it by now.
Zachary.
Brought up the friendly
Zachary.
not to say you did something wrong, just so
Zachary.
people wouldn't get in front of you next time. Hmm?
I know.
2
What's up?
seconds. Come here.
Sure.
I'll be sure to put in my report about what actually happened. You were following an order, and you got slashed for it. No one deserves that. Just thought you should know.
I don't care, to be
You
honest,
should.
even if it was an order or not.
You
You were
should.
doing the right thing.
He was.
No. The decision I made, I feel was the right thing to do. And if people want to fight against that, then that's their decision.
The problem isn't that. The problem is we shouldn't have to worry about people hitting us behind our backs. We should be able to trust our people around us.
She's right, though. I did react before I was given the order.
Go ahead and send this letter.
Convenient that I was given an order, though. Just wanted to put that there.
From what I saw, you got the order. Maybe maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
Maybe it was just the heat of the moment. I don't remember either. In a while.
Regardless. Anyway.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it took the wrong turn. I think it's the lecture hall, not the potions room.
Right, Buck.
He said
Sorry.
lecture hall. Perhaps privy your ears. He said lecture hall.
Where did you get to?
Can't do is press someone's power.
Just used to fighting alone.
I said, where did you run off to?
Sorry, I got a little overwhelmed.
Grab a book from the shelf.
Oh, right. Fancy.
Starleaf mana potions. Starleaf.
Potion alchemist
Butterfly
guide.
wings, bone meal. Today's full power.
Another boring class.
Mana potion. Charlie, go to shroom
Wait a
room.
minute. Hold on. How many potions are they?
A boring
Heat
class, yet
resistant.
very, very useful one. Melanie, do wise to remember that.
Yeah.
It costs your life not knowing these things.
And she. Starly, spider legs, and. Manners? Apples. Huh.
A book from the shelf.
Hmm.
Good. I look forward to it. Feel
Hmm,
free to
heat
grab a book from
resistance.
the shelf here.
Charlie,
When you're
food?
done with
That'd be
it,
There we
useful
go.
for our squad.
is this everyone? I hope.
Jason,
All right. Well, Steele is currently speaking with Lila.
normally we
Everyone else
send
should be
them
present. I'll go fetch
front.
them now and get ready for the training.
I separate by squad.
I do not see Barthol or Rin.
She's. Go ahead.
Start. Oh, yeah, okay. It's okay. Oh,
Have you checked on Gavin yet this morning?
Professor, I don't know about Barthol, but I do know Rin said because of her pain, she may not attend classes.
About
I'm
I'm unsure
Barthol,
on that, though.
nothing at all.
Nothing from Barthol, sir.
Is he tending to his love?
Unsure, sir.
It better not be, because class is important. Time for love is
Try it.
bigger.
Much love.
Starleaf, Ember Bloom.
If he doesn't show up in 15 minutes, he can.
How are you feeling?
physically or
Let's go.
mentally?
Chilled water, dust.
Physically
I
first.
think that all went.
Or we could just now.
I'm okay. Suspicious as fuck.
It's okay, as in
Why do
don't
you think
worry,
suspicious
or
as fuck?
hey, is you're getting better.
I mean, I'll explain to you later.
Later. Yeah. Later.
Right, since clearly I have no idea where the others are, and I will not wait for them because they are
I see.
doing where the fuck they want.
After
We'll
classes,
begin.
perhaps we can get that looked at as well.
So, I bring you this book today. It was to be for later, but seeing as how the last mission went,
Mm-hmm.
we do not have a lot of potions on hand. Need more to be brewed here at the school to be taken
So
with you
prepared.
on these missions. But why stop at healing potions when we can make so many more to suit the future endeavors we go on together? As every single potion has a purpose that will serve you, down to what it does for you and what it can do for others in your squad. Now, we'll begin with the healing potion. As you are quite familiar with the healing potion, it is meant to raise your health and protect you from internal wounds and whatnot. It does not help entirely with exterior wounding, but it can stop bleeding to an extent, but not entirely. There's another potion we will brewing in the future that will do something to help with bleeding out, because that seems to be a good killer amongst us. But for now, as you can see on the page, it has a list of the ingredients that you need for it. We discussed this earlier on, and it shows easy preparation. So if you do not wish to cite the book with all the ingredients in it, grab a book from the shelf, Lila. If you do not wish to cite the books, it has it all on the page for the book's recipe.
It's implied half-wit.
I didn't write this book, and you can easily see that it probably wasn't me. It says half-wit next to bone meal preparation.
Somehow I think
Alright,
you'd write
so
that.
mana potion. We have not gone over this potion yet. And now we shall, and you will be able to brew it in no time. I just need to outsource some ingredients and bring them into the school.
Gerda
so
shrooms
can
we
brew
have.
them.
We have
Currently, we are
Starly
lacking
soup,
mana
Gerda
crystals
shrooms.
in great volume, so I will be grabbing as many as I can out of my own pocket with a little bit of funding. So, to create a mana potion, as you're currently aware, it refills your pool of mana, but of course, we want to avoid any of you being exhausted from excessive use of mana. A mana potion will stop you from getting to your very ends. We don't want you to be at complete emptiness with your mana, so a mana potion will keep you in the fight for longer. It is good if those of you who are casters and whatnot, spell users, incantations, or any of you at all who use your mana primarily, to have a couple of these on hand when you're in combat. Now,
I'm trying for that, but
to
that
create a
is
mana
too.
potion, the first ingredient we use is the same as the healing potion, because
Starleaf
Starleaf
critter
is what we
shoes.
call
The
the activator
activator.
herb. Now, we will use Starleaf. It is readily available from
Chingy.
most
Yep.
retailers. We have
Hope they don't stay up too late.
which you are
Oh, they
very
don't stay up too
familiar
late.
with, and then mana crystals, which I will be getting for you. Now, the large human Starleaf have the same preparation that they had before. Mana crystals, it is clearly stated that you only apply them. You don't need to grind them up or do anything to them, just put them into the mixture. Now, for each one of these recipes, look at the order in which they are listed for the ingredients. You must always apply them in that order. If you do so otherwise, it may harm it. Say the Starleaf is last. The reason we put the Starleaf first is because as the activator herb, it awakens the uses of the other herbs and what they're supposed to be used for. Starleaf is good at getting positive effects. Say we make poisons in the future. Starleaf will not be used because it is a positive. There will be another herb we will use that will bring out the negative effects of an herb. If Starleaf goes in first, the herbs will know the moment they're in there they're being used for something positive, like a healing potion or a resistance potion. Alright, so flip your page. To page 3 and 4. We have the stamina potion. I'm sure a couple of you may have seen it when you're on your last mission. But before we get on that, do any of you have any questions regarding a healing potion or mana potion? Any questions at all? Right, good. It's good to hear. It means you're paying attention or you are not paying attention. No, stamina potion. Of course, it starts with Starleaf for its positive potion. We will now be utilizing the common spider legs. Gather on campus.
Water.
You got to be shit. Who wrote this? You must also use 2 different types of fruits at your discretion, whichever one you wish to use. Nanos, or bananas, or apples.
We have
Bananas
apples.
have a specific, property to them. It's regarding the potassium that is within the banana. Apples also have something of a citrate that is very good for the stamina potion. It is commonly good to use these as not only does it make the potion taste better, obviously, but it also helps with your body getting used to energy being rejuvenated in its body. Every potion is digested the same as another liquid. Yes, Star.
Is there any difference in the quality and usage of bananas or apples, or is it fairly the same across the board?
I would say it's very the same, though I would recommend using the bananas for stamina and apples for the hydration potion, which we will go over next.
Oh god. Oops. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
You already
Oh
know
god.
how to prepare the spider legs. Bananas and apples must always use, and I cannot stress this enough, use a clean mortar and pestle to grind it up to a mush and just apply it to the mixture. When you stir it, it will blend itself
Flying today,
out
aren't I?
into the solution. Now, any other questions regarding stamina potion?
Nope, not at all.
Good. Something I will add, of course, these potions may need to be in different kinds of volumes for different races. Most of these are at the standard of human and elf. Others, I cannot say for sure what volume you would use, but for instance, a lichen would probably need a little bit over normal dosage to get full effect. But I will describe how to do that later on. Hydration potion. Now, in the future, should we be in a very scorching area, you find yourself very dehydrated due to the weather and the heat, or you're just, well, dehydrated at all. I mean, hydration potion will help that.
Can you just use
Indefinitely.
water?
No, you could just drink water, of course.
Mm.
Water will help you, of course, but hydration potion is for convenience. It's instant. There's no repercussions to using it. It is mostly useful for combat or traveling reasons. So you do not want to stay in this area for long.
Triple the effect of it.
You don't want to make camp. Hydration potion will get you straight on the line and keep you going. No, it is simple. Starleaf, water. I suggest using apples for hydration potion. As you know, a banana doesn't necessarily have a juice to it, really, right? It's more or less for your energy more than hydration. Though you could argue any fruit or vegetable
Drink
could
the
be good for
juice.
hydration. Apples are especially good for this. Apples, of course, have a juice within them. Not to mention all of the vitamins within it help very greatly for hydration. Now, make sure you have filtered water. It's not entirely well forced, but I would recommend having filtered water just in case it's not infected or anything others like. And for the nanas or apples, it's the same. A clean mortar and pestle, grind up to a paste and apply to the mixture.
Come on, my dude.
Remember to stay in the order
I gotta go to
Starleaf,
sleep.
water,
Come on,
then
you
the
can
fruit.
do it.
Alright, the last two potions we'll be going over.
Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get
Page
this done.
56.
Last two we're going over? There's also a healing bomb. Oh, yeah.
Fucking page. There we go. Alright. Heat resistance potion. It will protect you against raising body temperature. The supplies in desert areas or anything possibly near a volcano or any sort of really large heat source. Regardless, it will protect you against heat waves. But I could definitely say the heat resistance potion won't entirely save you from fire, but it will protect you from its damaging sort of ways. It will likely burn your hair off regardless of the potion. Your clothes will be burned. Armor melted, but you will be fine all the same. Luckily enough, you'll be as safe as a dragon. Now, we will be putting to use that amber bulb that we had been hopefully collecting, while you were at the camp. Now, the Starleaf you knew how to apply. Amber bulb. This is new. Did not teach you how to prepare it yet, but it is quite simple. Amber bulb, all we use is the bulb that is on the plant. So we pick it off. It is recommended you handle it with cool gloves. You put in chill water for about a minute. Less than a minute even. And then you put it in a mortar and pestle, grind it to a dust, and then apply the dust to the mixture. And then a new reagent that we will be going over, which is desert lizard blood. Now, desert lizard blood applies to pretty much any lizard you find in the desert. They are already accustomed to handling such heat, and they are very viable. The blood has been seen to have a property that helps against heat overall. Naturally so. But, of course, using something like this, we need to use mana crystals, just like we did for the spider legs. It seems to be a common occurrence where you need to use mana crystals to awaken the properties of a substance gained from a living creature. Now, you gotta crystallize mana dust to this, however, instead of 3 mana crystals for the spider legs, and you boil water, and then apply it to about a quarter cup to the blood, and then you stir for about a minute, and then you apply the solution however possible. That is all you must do with it. Remember, keep that order. Any questions regarding the heat resistance potion or hydration potion?
Nope.
Not at all. Starting to miss those "can I eat it" questions. Oh, cold resistance potion. Oh yes. Now, the Moongazer Fund We have not been able to use that yet, but now we shall. Cold resistance potion. Of course, this will be very useful for the kind of climate we're in right now, as well as if we ever go to a taiga or a, say, very, very cold area, such as far north. It's simple. Use Starleaf. A moon gaze of front. You know how to prepare both of those. But the third ingredient we can find on campus, luckily enough. The third ingredient is Woolder's cap. A very mushroom that was discovered by a man named, I think it was Walter Filst. We can find this mushroom in particular. It is underneath the hot springs in a little cave. They grow around moisture, especially in caves and otherwise, because they tend to be cold when they are moistured as well.
Yes, well.
So, Walter's cap is rather simple. When we pick this cap, there's no specific way to harvest it. Whether or not you succeed and getting a viable use out of it is dependent on how old the cap is. Inside of the cap, it will have either a gel, a solid, or a liquid. The gel is what we want. If it is solid, it is too young. If it is gel, it's perfect. If it is liquid, it is too old. Unfortunately, we cannot use the liquid or the solid. Solid, it is not developed enough to have any properties. If it is liquid, its properties are gone. You simply just open that shit up, gather the gel, place the extract into boiling water for 30 seconds. It will turn solid. But, don't worry, this doesn't apply to the fact when it is solid when we harvest it. When we put it in to the boiling water and it turns solid, it keeps it sanctioned, keeps it collected. It also expands a bit of the ingredient that we need to use. Now, we need to grind it up afterwards, so put it in the molten pestle. Now, it's boiling water, of course, so don't burn your damn fingers. Use tongs or something to get it out. Put it in the molten pestle, grind it up. All of its perfectly useful properties will be exposed by this point, and then you simply apply it, and you will know when it is done. Any questions regarding cold resistance potion?
Nope.
Agata.
What would happen if, say, someone who is hotter than normal or colder than normal takes either one of these potions?
So, the heat resistance potion, it tries its best to maintain your normal body heat. Cold resistance does the same thing. Both of them are used for the same reason, just the problem is, if you take a cold resistance potion and you are on fire, it won't be able to help you because it keeps your body temperature from dropping, not raising. Heat resistance prevents it from raising rather than dropping.
So it just regulates.
If you were to take it, Augusta, you took a cold resistance
She wouldn't be able to
potion,
heal.
it wouldn't make you any less cold. It would just keep your body at a normal temperature. It knows your body's coding. Yes, Vivian.
Makes sense.
So it works with
So what happens when someone has a heat resistance potion when they have a fever? Or they're about to get a fever?
Good question. So, when they use this kind of potion when they have a fever, the sickness still goes on. It will lower your body temperature, but your body will still be able to fight this fever. I'm glad that you mentioned that because it can help against controlling your body temperature before it gets harmful when you have a fever. However, it will not change the fact whether or not your body can fight off whatever sickness it has. That is totally dependent on your body. But it is helpful at lowering a fever, keeping it stable. Any more questions?
No.
So Abba rages first. Abba and then Lila. Yes, Abba.
Yeah. What would happen if you were to take both potions?
You take both the potions. They, in fact, do not cancel each other out. It is like stacking both. So you have two shields on both sides of you, coming your front and your back.
Hmm.
It will prevent your
Hmm.
heat from getting too high and your cold from getting too
I
cold.
suppose I could just.
It protects against both fronts. They do both work in tandem, luckily enough, because they both do the same thing, just in different directions. Make sense?
Hmm. Good to know. Yes,
So
sir.
if you're ever facing off against someone who's really cold or someone's really hot, or say both at the same time, you take both of those, you'll be right as rain. And
So
you'll
if we ever fight
defend
Vanguard,
your shield, unless they're better at fighting than you.
which we're going to be.
Right. Lila and then Stark. Lila?
I have a question regarding a potion that doesn't seem to be in the book, sir.
And which one would that be?
The vitality potion.
Yes. What's your question?
What is it meant to do, sir?
Vitality potion. It helps your body fight against blood loss. So, think of vitality potion as a fuel. Your body takes from fuel to make more blood. Vitality potion is like a fuel. It is more than, I'd say, tripled. Way more than tripled. Fuel than normal food or water would be for your body to use to regenerate. It is amazing at restoring blood, duplicating it, and helping your body provide it in great speed. So that's what it does. It fights against blood loss.
Is
But
there a threshold at which it doesn't work?
yes, if the person is currently bleeding out, if you do not stop the bleeding, it will be like pouring water into a cup with a hole in it.
Right. Thank you, sir.
You will learn how to make that in time. However, its 3 key ingredients are lost on us. We cannot make them here. Not yet. Stark.
My question was about the duration of each of these potions. How long do each of them last regularly?
Makes sense.
Well, I have a healing potion. Of course, when you drink it in full volume, it will heal you for about. It will continue working for about, I'd say, 30 to a minute. 30 seconds to a minute. It usually works quite quickly. Now, it depends on your body. For someone such as Lila or Zachary, if they're lichens, they need a higher volume. It would always be nice to have bone meal on hand to apply to the potion. Bone meal is always last in any of these recipes because it is good at raising volume and the effectiveness. So, say you have someone like Lila or Zachary injured.
Add some more bone meal in that
Take
shit.
this potion, use bone meal, and it will double the duration and also make it twice as effective.
In the beginning.
A bit more specifically on the heat and cold resistance.
Yes. Heat resistance. Heat resistance can last about, I want to say 5 minutes, maybe 10. Depends on your metabolism, I suppose.
That makes
Processing
sense.
of the potion in your bloodstream. The properties move throughout your blood, moves throughout your body. So you see, I'd say the smaller you are, the longer it lasts. The bigger you
That makes
are,
sense.
I said shorter. They're both relatively the same in duration. Though cold resistance is not. It's more or less 7 to 15.
And would the application of bone meal assist in increasing the duration?
I'd say, unfortunately, bone meal only helps a little bit. I can guarantee you that if you use bone meal on either one of these, it raises their duration by 3 minutes. But the effectiveness remains the same because it's a hard stave.
Okay.
Alright, any other questions? None at all?
Guess we're good.
Alright. We will add more to this book later on. We'll be able to make more potions, and We will add the reagents and a book shortly. I have not added the
Those
herbs and
capsules.
reagents yet, the new ones. But I will.
Would you
Do
like to
me a
mention your
favor.
class?
Oh, correct. You reminded me. So, I will credit the idea to Stark that we will have an apothecary class. Subsequently, relatively the same concept as Vargas's class. It is something you can take. It is advanced alchemy, pretty much. And it will be with me just about every day. Shoot. If I get, say, 2 students at best. Seeing as all of you are willing to learn, perhaps. If you wish to take this class, see me after this class before heading to the Crucible. And that'll be all.
All right. Well, if that's everything, everyone, you are dismissed. Please go grab any weapons or armor, etc., that you need. I will go inform Steel that everyone is done with class. When you hear the sound of the war horn, please go to the stadium. That will signal his start of his lesson.
Hey, you get
Please
this.
put your book back in the
What do
shelf
you
as well
mean?
on your way out.
I'm offended.
Yeah.
You were struggling with this. How are you doing this?
Professor Vaughn,
I don't know what you.
I suppose it doesn't need to be
Yes.
said, but I would like to be attending your courses.
I expected nothing less of you, Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
So you admit
Me too. Put me down on the list.
Surprising, yes.
Not for reasons you think.
Right?
Unsurprising at
I know
all,
you-
Professor Vaughn. Myself as well.
I'll sign up too.
Good.
Best of luck.
Rin, before you go to sleep tonight, I have one question. You don't have to answer this now. However, how serious are you at the nurses squad? Are you willing to learn? Are you serious about it?
Am I?
You don't have to answer now if you don't want to, but
No, it's the whole point why I asked to be in it to begin with.
okay.
To help find a cure for something. Why do you ask?
I just want to make sure. Because I'm going to be pushing people, and that's probably going to be not make me well liked. But I want to make sure you're ready for it. Because we have to be. So we don't end up with another issue like Kari. I'm not blaming you. Just why you were injured too. I saw you on the ground. I should have.
You didn't. Don't worry about it.
I'll get to class. Do you need help?
I'll be there.
You're going to the training? I hope you understand you're just going to observe, right? Good. Let me grab my weapons from my bag. I'll be 1 second. Go ahead. I'll meet you there. Oh boy. Okay. Oh no. me help you out.
Okay.
I'll be in just a moment. They're getting lined up.
Where's the rest of your squad? Oh, there's one. Better.
They're preparing, sir.
Is my voice a little better now?
Well, hey there, Wounded.
Yep.
You'll be joining us today?
Interesting.
Your courage is commendable, but I will not fold reckless behavior. Take this. This should keep you standing.
I'm not advising not to.
You'll be joining us as well?
It is not possible to re-break my cartilage in my ear, so it seems that I will be.
Very well. You feel that you are up for it. I will not turn away the brave and courageous, but I will not have any of you hurt yourselves. Those of you that are wounded shall be on light duty, and that is all. You will learn much from observation. Yes, Glasses, I saw your hand up.
I was just going to recommend that she observed. She had trouble walking here, sir.
Very well. Keep to what I said. Now then. Welcome everyone to the first of many, many days of gratuitous applications of physical training and combat techniques. Many of you believe this is the crucible. You would be incorrect. This is the preparation required so that the crucible does not destroy you. It does not reduce you to a pile of dust errant in the wind at the sad end of one of those ballads. Nobody will be crying over your corpse if you waste it so errantly. And I shall see that it is not done so. Now, let us begin very simply. We first are going to speak about roles in combat. They're simple. They're straightforward. Now, there are many of you that possess an array of abilities, and indeed amongst those that possess it, there's even more that perhaps even will fall into multiple groups. For those of you that fall into multiple groups, you shall be given the prestigious position of being able to choose where you would like to serve. If that is the case, we shall find out shortly. Now then, what we will be studying today is your individualistic strengths and the application of precise techniques to help you evolve yourself. First, there are 4 basic roles that you should know. Each individualistic squad will have its own setups of different formations and role assages, but for now, we shall start with the most basic of basics. And they are shield, sword, wand, and rod. They're simple. If you are a shield, you are meant to protect your comrades, for you possess the anatomy to do so. If you are a sword, you are meant to deal gratuitous amounts of pain upon your enemy, melee or otherwise. If you are a wand, then you will summon forth your magical powers, abilities, strengths, what have you, phantasmic doohaws, and you will bring them upon your enemies with fortuitous destruction. And if you are a rod, then you are to aid your comrades through the healing arts and through other support means, should you possess them. Do not make light of the final role, for it is the most important. Anyone can stab somebody. It takes a very special someone to keep someone else from getting stabbed. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, as I'm sure that some of you may find yourself, well, Professor Steele, I possess a multitude of abilities that could put me in any. I'm sure that's fine, but those specific individuals we will find shortly. For now, pick the one that you believe that you are most suited for. Through the course of this training, we will see if you were wrong. Now, you'll divide yourselves into these 4 roles very simply. First, you'll stand here. You think yourself a shield. Come on now. Line up, facing me. Make it clean. I don't want to look back there and see a line that isn't straight. That is the shittiest looking line I've ever seen. Are you serious? You are the shape of a J. Let me ask you two something. Am I wasting my time?
Sorry, sir.
I swear by the end of this, one of you is getting clipped.
Fuck.
If you fix yourself a sword, please line up here. Thank the Azure. Look at that. An instantaneous line. My goodness, I'd say there's a bunch of artists in this particular area. To drawing a straight fucking line.
Oh god, I don't laugh.
You believe yourself to be a wand. Please line up here. 2 of you may step aside if you do not fall.
I suppose I'm rad.
Excellent. And finally, my rods. Excellent. Now, you may have noticed something very peculiar. You are mixed in your squadrons. This is because, whilst you may be given any enemy on the battlefield, so too shall you be given allies that you do not recognize. It is important that you are able to provide the briefest and most accurate assertion of your own abilities to your comrades. For the most successful of squads are those that are well mixed, well specialized at the task that they have been given. And if someone does not know what it is that you do, then how could they possibly put you in the right place? Do you understand me, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now let us go straight forward then. If you are a shield, then that means your duty is forthwith to not fall when you are damaged, to take damage in the place of others, to push your front line and break an enemy formation, to maintain your own formation, and to provide observance on the battlefield. You must be ice cold in your determination. You must be watchful and ready at any time for any change. You are the anchor of the squad. If you should fail, the rest will follow. If you are a sword, your objectivity is simple. To bring sweet, sweet destruction upon your enemies. You are to support your shield, to move around them, to strike beside them, to keep their back protected. Many of you will find yourself at some times having to parry on behalf of the shield. Do this, and you shall be successful. Wands. Your task is simple. To do what the sword does from a much further distance, or perhaps in a much wider area. Keep in mind that yours is the most precarious of positions, the most vulnerable to attack and to exhaustion. Be mindful that wherever you place your magics, your powers, your abilities, whatever they might be, that you do not strike those around you. Accuracy, perhaps more than anything else, is the most important for you. Now, finally, we move on to my rods. You are given the most burdensome task of all. There will be times when you must decide who will live and who shall die. You must be ready to make this decision, whether it be comrade, friend, or even lover. But what is most important is the success of your mission. Therefore, the reserves of your power, your endurance, is more important than what you can do in a single setting. The others can blast and exhaust themselves with the hope that you will be able to save them. Therefore, the use of your powers must be the most carefully used. Intuition is your most important trait. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now then, that we have gone over that, keep in mind that although this is a simple classification, it is very effective. When you are placed into any squad, any sort of combat encounter, then you will be able to shift your positions appropriately at any given point. And if you believe yourself capable of doing multiple, I would suggest that within your own mind and through the course of this training, you decide what it is that you will focus on. But be ready to fill another role, should it be required. Now, that we have discussed this, let us move on to the next piece, and that is individualistic training. Therefore, the four of you should split into squads and give each other some space. I will go over each role specifically, and I will find out just what kind of each of these that you are. I shall find what it is that you do. I shall find its imperfections, and we shall see it harmonized. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Give yourself some space now. Go on now. Spread out.
Specca.
My God. There we are now.
Looks like
I thought he meant in these kind of squads. Like the
He did.
were they?
I thought he meant
the rods,
color squads.
swords.
Those are rounds. Are you with us?
I think you're meant to be the swords.
Swords?
That's not what I'm here to focus on.
Okay.
Yep. Alright. Let him pick on you first. Joy. You like the pain. Now, did he want us to do anything, or we're supposed to stand here for a little bit? He didn't say. I assume he's going to check us out.
Casters.
You better get a sword. He didn't tell me to get one yet.
Can't we just use our own?
Yes, but Chip doesn't have one.
Oh, right.
Then how do you fight?
I borrow.
Whoever
Up from the enemy.
I honestly thought I was gonna fall asleep during that potions lesson.
Same.
Chip's behind you.
Classes are a little bit
Yeah.
less important in the wide, or seem a little bit less
Really?
important in the wide scheme of things.
Do you ever just
Mm.
fighting
But the alchemy lessons will be good.
or use your
Hopefully,
own?
the apothecary ones. Are you signing up?
I don't know yet.
Placement of
Mm.
one of those.
Probably though. Just in general.
Then I'll tell you about a project I'm working on,
Yeah?
but I need to get someone's permission first.
Is that your question?
You can help me out with it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
In combat.
It happens.
Sound or
By the way, did you guys see Troll on the mountains?
Have you ever punched the shit out of someone, Chip?
I believe
Yeah.
that was yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. I wasn't crazy. I was really trying really hard not
Yeah.
to look,
You
considering
don't really
I thought
fight often, do you?
I was losing it too.
Wonder
I
if
think
he's
we
hurt
can
his Sakari.
go over here. He said to give us for us to give him some space,
Okay.
so I imagine we'll go here.
Perhaps also like a line. Most likely.
Probably.
Oh,
Did I
Oh.
do something? Am
Oh,
I
did
doing?
I?
it's okay.
Am I doing weird things?
I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry
No,
about it.
it was me.
It's okay. Mason.
I'm not used to having, well, being in this close of a line, anyways.
I mean, I can move up if you want.
No, we're fine. This is probably how he wants it, anyways. I'll just keep my cane like this. On second thought.
But
There we go. This is a little better.
that's
And it's probably more useful if it's out just like this, anyways.
all right.
Trick cane.
Good thing to have, especially for a healer. You never know when you might get ambushed.
It's pretty elegant.
Yeah.
I did see that before.
I like to. Hopefully, I don't have to use it, but it's always good for this. Well, for this at least, it's like it's better to have it out like this, anyways. Hopefully, I won't ever have to use it though.
Hopefully.
I'm surprised. I thought Shizuko would be in with the casters.
From what I've seen, her magic is
a weapon.
pretty melee. Not very ranged at all.
Does she just like claw at people?
I presume.
I saw her flying around once with her tails on fire.
She can't control when
Then
she goes in that
perhaps
form.
Fire claws?
Maybe. But yeah, she says she doesn't have control when she goes in that form. So I don't know. The last two times she went in, or the last time I saw her go in, it was when she almost got her arm lobbed off. So it probably means she's injured if it happens, or sick or something. So just, I guess, be aware of that. I'll have to talk to her and Big Quick more about it, though.
Yeah.
Because if it is an indicator of illness, well, it's a pretty important one we know about. So is everyone. The wolves.
Health-wise?
The wolves and the demon, they had good regeneration properties. So did, well, a lot
It
of
appears
them.
he's about to venture over.
Or maybe not.
Oh. Oh. No. Perhaps not.
Vampire just needs blood. So does the orc spider. It seems like that anyway. Humans are self-explanatory. Those are pretty common to help. Same thing with elves. I'm curious
Still,
about.
though, even with rapid regeneration, we should at least be able to know how to reset their bones.
Of course.
There's the possibility that even with their bodies regenerating, they won't do it correctly. A rib stuck in a regenerating lung, it would drain them not only their, well, whatever they use to regenerate, but it also cause them further harm. Their body trying to mesh and work with their broken bone.
and the body would be moving it as well, which could be a good or a bad thing. Even the body is not always correct.
We should generally focus, I think, on also mending the wounds as best we can without magical means at the start. Only because I don't know, but I think Gavin got some kind of infection before he was healed over. I don't know how that might be,
Precisely.
but also I'm working on
That's
something for
why.
Augusta. Some kind of the way she heals is she basically ices over her injuries at least in the big form. So I was trying to see if I can't find some kind of almost a stick, almost an ice bomb to try to help her.
Maybe
At least
hydration potions as well.
if we can add a frost
She's
element to that, that'd be amazing.
Spelling ice all the time. Yeah, maybe that'd be something to work on with Professor Vaughn.
Assuming her body freezes water on contact, as janky as it might seem, it also might be beneficial to get a spray bottle of sorts in order to mimic a sort of what the platelets would do, the body. Instead, we'd be giving the platelets to her body, though.
And she wouldn't have to form it through magic means. She wouldn't have to waste her mana.
Like I said, janky but effective. That is, if it works, we gotta test it first.
I need to figure out also if, well, the extent of Melanie's fire ability. I know she heals Ryder, but I don't know how much the flames affect her. I know they burn her, but I don't know to the extent exactly. That's good to
From
know.
what I've
Check
noticed,
in.
if she doesn't overdo it, she's okay. But at one point in time, she mentioned that if she goes too far, she feels like she's burning alive, melting.
Perhaps her insides.
Or her body isn't just not, is just incompatible with it, which would be strange if she was born that way.
Even if you're born with it, every body has a limit to things. For people, it's water. Even though it's really hard to die by drinking too much water, it is possible. Unlikely, though.
As for the spirits, to be honest, I don't know where to start with them. I've been just mending them through magical means. I haven't had really an opportunity to try with Esme or Pickwick, obviously, but
I could attempt to mend them with magic.
would your abilities work on them in a non-harmful way?
In theory, yes, they are undead.
I suppose that's true. I would talk to Pickwick first and see if he's ever had that kind of, well,
I don't think
healing.
they'd like it, but it'd work, probably. But
I
like
would
you said,
say,
probably have to discuss it with Pickwick.
and we should probably do a trial run, a very small one, just to see the effects on him. That way we don't have to do it in the middle of battle.
Precisely.
I don't want him turning into, well, something else. As for the other humans, those are easy. Well, relatively. Arbor, we've kind of gotten a fix for you. Lots of sealant. And collect the pieces. And keep you away
I've
from...
taken to carrying some medical glue with me.
Good. What else are we missing?
Are you not able to heal yourself, Arbor, with your magic?
I tried it yesterday and it didn't really seem to have any effect.
Interesting.
Has your injury healed, by the way? he said that the salt tablet would help. I don't know if it works on you.
I don't think it did. There's still a pretty good crack along my stomach.
My hypothesis is the salt tablets are merely placebos.
Well, my leg was better, so it must be something.
I know the potions didn't work, but I think yours might have actually had some sort of an effect.
So you preferred this one?
Who's?
It's Becca.
Depends, sir.
I don't recall ever making a potion for you. Are you talking about my magic?
No. Your necromancy.
Interesting.
At
We can
least it seemed to
test it
seal
again.
faster.
We can test it again later, but that's odd. I usually can't work with anything that isn't flesh, blood, bone, or spirit, at the very least.
Not really sure why.
Me neither. It's weird. Never seen anything like that. Mayhaps you have some form of flesh between all the rock or something of the sort.
It's a transfer of energy, right? Maybe that's just it. Maybe you just give her a boost of energy. Maybe that's what heals her. After all, you did have that issue with the sun, you falling asleep. Have you slept yet, by the way?
I stayed with Mason last night.
But you're fine.
And didn't sleep. I still feel fine, yeah.
Of course.
Kind of weirding me out.
And of course, normal.
Right. Might do that then.
My laces keep coming undone today.
Hate it when that happens. Like my shoes to be nice and tight when I'm running.
I wouldn't mind taking a little sit on the grass. However, I think Stu would probably
He'd probably make us run laps, or worse.
make it our grave.
One moment, Rods. I must go get these wands. Where the hell over here?
Wonder why they spread out so far.
I mean, he did say to give us first, to give him room.
True, because they took him really literally.
Anna should not be laughing at this, but I am. Fuck. Oh boy. Okay.
They are casters after all, though. They are quite ranged, so
they do need to be far away.
Perhaps in a sense it was very natural for them. Instinctive?
Maybe. I know I've seen Urinaria shoot pretty far with that bow of hers. Wouldn't be surprised if she could hit somebody from this far.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I spoke to her. She's going to be continuing in the medical squad. We're all going to be. Oh. Should we scoot over again? It looks like everyone's in kind of needing more space than we thought.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Right. Irinaria, right? I spoke to her. We also might be getting someone from Vanguard in the nurses squad. Either Jixie
Really?
or Augusta or both. Augusta wants to. At least that's what she said. She was recommended by 2 of her squad mates. She's a
Augusta may
caster.
have issues, though.
Definitely. But
She can't touch people.
But she wants to do it. If she can learn control, I don't see a reason to not let her. But it's a problem of control,
Of course
that's
not,
all.
but still. Yeah.
Other than that, Jixie is, of course, a choice. We need just someone from Vanguard. Crystalthorn has Urinaria. We have Lila might be joining as well. She's a frontliner, but she'll be good to have some kind of medical knowledge to back her up.
Maybe.
On Art and Vale, we're kind of full on healers, and you've got Vev to help you out, I mean. So at least we're starting to get a nice spread. Now if they can just learn to protect them. Nope, didn't happen. It's fine.
Must be going crazy again.
Yep, all of us.
I didn't see anything.
What do you think Troll want? What do you think Troll
Probably
needed?
Takari.
Apparently he's the one that took her bones, took her to sea.
Thoughtful.
Guess I'll have to find him another time.
Never mind. Nothing. Honestly, wouldn't mind. I don't know, you think Jixie can build each one of us a mechanical bodyguard or something?
Probably. Give her the supplies. I'm sure she'd spend all night working on it. Which, by the way, might give her a nice distraction from hurting herself.
Yeah.
Do you know of her situation?
Right.
Besides what Silver said.
Yeah.
I've been working with her, but I don't know. She really wants to be a caster.
A lesson I hope she doesn't have to learn too harshly is it's not always about what you want. She needs something else, something that won't hurt her.
I think if she focused on her mechanisms, I think she'd be amazing. But she's dead set on it. Which, I guess I can't blame her. Magic's kind of amazing. I mean, you guys healed with these what I can't even touch or take surgeons years to learn.
Magic has 2 faces, 3 phases. 2 faces, 3 phases. It's good. Can also be very bad. Could be the best and the worst. More often than not, usually. Does happen to be the worst thing.
I'm gonna take a wild guess, by the way. Not, sorry, a bit off topic, but I guess I'm taking a wild guess and saying he's gonna probably shoot one of us and tell us to heal us again.
I expect
I
it.
really hope he doesn't shoot me again. I don't know what
Anyone
he was
else
thinking.
will most likely be shot.
Oh,
Or
Whoa.
a duck.
Hey, Chips.
That just went
Shizuka.
whizzing over their head.
Never mind. Huh. Well, they have no Oh, duck.
I don't. I assume you both don't know how to, but I'd just like to ask anyways. It's never good to just assume, but are any of you proficient in autopsies?
No.
No.
Are you?
Somewhat.
Why do you ask?
It's a useful thing to have. If we were within, well, back on the battlefield of sorts, and someone were to die in a suspicious or sudden way, it would always be useful to perform an autopsy to see if it's something that could affect the other students. Are any of you knowledgeable with burial rites or preparing a body for burial?
There's so many different cultures, I wouldn't know where to start for most of them. We did have that discussion once. But, still.
I think it would also be very beneficial to teach in your squad the proficiencies of a mortician. I could help with that as well.
It'd be good to learn. At the very least, it'll get people used to the sight of blood and guts. Which
Not
we're
only
going to
that,
be seeing a
but
lot of.
the nurses squad will get more used to, I guess, death as well, assuming we will be indeed practicing on cadavers.
Wow. She's not bad with that. At least if that's where she's aiming for.
As rods, though, I think there's something, well, Professor Steele said our jobs are very important, but what he mentioned just briefly is also our jobs very much and how well we do them depend on others. I'd suggest readying yourselves for the worst case, especially after what happened last time. Even if we do improve for the next mission, assume it won't be by much, so that, well, if worse comes to where, we are prepared, and if nothing does come to pass and we perform perfectly, then we were simply over-prepared. For the better. But I think one of the biggest things right now is learning not only to protect ourselves the best we can, but each other.
Yeah, that mission in the crypt showed that horrifically. They broke formation multiple times. They were adapting to the situation, but that doesn't mean we had people moving forward that shouldn't have. People that weren't staying with the group, people that were scouting ahead but not listening. By the way, Arbor, I suggested something to Professor Willow. I don't know if he ended up telling you. I suggested that. Oh, actually, Specca, you can tell her too. I suggested that at the beginning of each mission, or the briefing of each mission, that we, as Art and Vale, choose a single person to act as squad leader since the school won't yet. At least for that mission. And then after that, we can work on, what's wrong and what's better. But for that moment, we have some kind of chain of command. Well, and that person will obviously choose a second.
I don't know why we didn't have one before we even left school.
Because we relied on the
It is
professors.
simple. However, I do think they should make it clear to us. I came here under the impression we were supposed to be soldiers. However, it seems they all want us to act as semi-general/soldiers.
Here he is.
All right, Rods. Come with me.
I want to show him.
You'll have to hit it a couple times, but all right.
Toad.
How about now,
Okay.
Hannah. I believe it is, yes?
Yes, Professor.
You possess any innate powers or abilities?
Not magical, sir. No.
Analytical, then?
I believe so, sir.
You're a healer, yes? White necromancer?
Yes, sir.
You seem to have changed positions.
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
I would prefer to focus on cultivating my ability to heal others.
Very well. Come with me.
Out. In. Out.
Now then, tell me, Hannah.
In.
Can you tell me where their weakness is?
Out.
On Rex,
Don't
sir?
stop, Zachary. Keep going.
Tell me what you see.
Not your turn.
Out.
His shield should be raised higher. It's not covering his head. Or he should be lower.
Out.
Go.
Out. In.
That is one way to look at it.
Out.
Go.
In.
Tell me, gentlemen, when you combine your shield wall, what do you do if the enemy is standing where I am?
The headbutt. You aim for the nose.
I'd rotate to my left and shift our gaze
right
toward.
this time. Head,
Good,
forehead,
do
nose.
this.
Forehead, nose.
Right.
Out. In. Oh. Okay. Out.
Again.
You
okay?
A lot worse for you, huh?
In.
That's
Right.
more punches.
Out.
Not on the head this time.
In.
Here. I need more
Left.
here.
Right. Left. Right. Left.
Better. Now. Very good. Keep those
Out,
shields up.
Keep going. In.
Now then,
I'm just gonna
Out.
slide this way.
how would you disable their formation?
Out. In.
I would
Out.
do as you were doing,
Continue.
getting to one side to the other,
Lila.
and then hit them from behind where they wouldn't expect.
In.
Start a pattern.
But I wonder,
Your turn to block.
would you aim for their feet?
Ready?
Better. White necromancer.
Out.
They
Yes,
look
sir.
rather tired.
Your places
In.
down below.
Restore their stamina.
Out. Out. In.
Oh, shields. Too slow. You there, Rock. Heal him up.
Are you
Yes,
okay?
sir. Yeah, I'm fine.
Come with me, Hannah.
Yes, sir. I need to give Rex some stamina.
No, you were shot. Heal her, like you said.
You're tired.
We gotta watch. We gotta watch.
Let me go.
Now, what do you think their problem is?
Steal while she heals her.
None of them are transformed, sir.
No, get
You
over
need
here.
some stamina,
No.
Rex.
He was
Told
shooting.
not to transform.
I see.
Indeed.
Okay,
What was their objective, sir?
I'm not ready for
In.
me yet.
Their objective was to beat the living shit out of each other so that their weaker forms were stronger, therefore empowering their stronger forms.
In.
I see.
Out.
Arms out.
In.
You're gonna
Out.
get hit where you don't like it, so you're gonna have to deal with it, okay?
In. Out. In.
Keep an eye out.
Out.
He's
Yeah,
advancing.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Restore their stamina without reducing your own.
Yes, sir.
We need to maintain a wall.
Governor.
What?
Good. You're learning.
Oh.
You watch. Spec, I watch.
My
Barbara.
face, please.
Stay right.
Yeah.
Specca,
That's
stay
a lot of
behind.
pressure.
Just put the wall. Let's stop in and outing.
I taught Zachary how to
I'm
do a
hearing a
pump
little
head,
bit
but
too much of a heavy breath from you two.
I guess that'll be useful to him.
Work out
Aye,
that
aye, sir.
weakness. You, necromancer, with me.
Yes, sir.
Hannah.
Yes, sir.
Does that feel any better?
That's much better.
She's strong but very slow, and cumbersome with how large it is. Sure, she can cleave an ogre in two, but if anyone gets close, well...
Yeah.
Now then,
I mean,
Ice Armor. Get that hand up. It's very likely that you will not be the one that strikes first. You're slower than he is. So what is it that you think that you should do?
No, not cutting my leg.
I usually freeze my opponents to slow them down or halt them, and then I slice them, and usually it's done for. But I'm not used to fighting things I'm not accustomed to.
We are focused upon your martial prowess at this point. You will face enemies that will be impervious to your frosted magics. So, use your blade. How do you overwhelm this faster opponent?
With the strength, right?
And how do you use this strength?
Shield up. He told us to go in and out, but
I'm sure you have a better idea than what I have.
Show me. Show me your natural approach. Victor, respond. As you see fit.
Well, yeah, that's why we put them behind us.
All right.
Because he did try to shoot them. All right. Out. What if we?
Enough.
Well,
Girl, against this faster opponent, you have to understand. Your weapon is large and use that to your advantage. Weapon up, one-handed, pointed down.
Out. In.
Over your head.
Out.
Point the blade down, as if you had just swung.
Out.
Balance your offhand on the edge of the blade.
Out.
Here, I shall show you.
Basically, when he was here, we should have just stayed in instead of continually done the thing.
Just using what they do at home. This is confusing.
Observe.
Getting in is the part where we're
Yes, sir.
defending. Getting out is when we're breaking formation. Out. In. So if he returns, we're going to stay in. Out. And
Lower it.
on him all- we can
Like a
go left
shield.
or right based on the flank. In.
Now,
Out.
rush his ass.
In.
Forward now.
Out.
Better, but no swing. You're a big lurl. You got a lot of strength.
I'm not taking that.
His speed doesn't matter for nothing if he's fighting a train. Now, weapon overhead. Same stance I showed you before, but this time, use your weight. Run towards him. Shove him backwards. Get him off balance.
Nice.
Their speed counts for nothing. Use all your strength.
All right.
Out. In.
No, girl.
Out.
Back up now.
In. Out.
I will show you.
Charge me like a bull, is what he's saying.
Charge you like a bull.
Out.
Yes.
This is more appropriate.
Move shield wall between Zev and Rin.
Observe.
You take the right.
Tell me Rin's okay.
Holy shit.
All his speed counts for nothing when it faces down the rhino. He has no choice but to defend or evade, and then you follow him. You keep the weapon in front of you. Parallel. Every attack is already guarded.
Oh shit.
Use your strength. Once you rattle him, then his speed is lost. Practice that attack 30 times.
Yes, sir.
Oh, one more thing. Do it wounded. After all, he's faster than you. So he's gonna get the attack first. Heal her, but only after she does it 30 times.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's it. You know what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember the formation, Augusta. Come on.
Also focus on if he's gonna shoot you though. Because we already prevented him from shooting you.
Remember the stance.
Wait,
Go.
really?
Yeah. That's why we asked you guys to give us minutes. We thought he might try
6.
to test our guard.
Again.
And then we got suspected.
7,
But I
8,
I thought I had it.
9.
Push harder, Augusta. You're stronger.
In.
You know where muscles
11.
down below.
11. 12. 12. 13. Back in form. Augusta, come on. We can't help you until you do it. 14.
Okay, come here.
15. 16. She has to hit forward. Guys, you won't count it.
Good.
Come on, Augusta.
Hit me away. If I'm overwhelming you, blunt.
Out. In.
Augusta, stop taking the defensive. We can't heal you until you go offensive.
When my sword connects, charge me like a bull. I'll do it again.
Out. In. Out. In.
There.
Nope. Keep going. You're good.
In.
Once he tells me.
Out.
She's slow with that weapon.
In.
Augusta, behind you.
Out. In.
Augusta, remember the form.
Posting on steel, we're looking left. Out.
Fucker. Let's go.
In. Out.
Count.
In.
Becca,
How's your knee
count.
feel?
Out.
20.
In. Out.
Come on, Augusta.
In.
Augusta, come on. You can do it.
Out.
Come on now.
Out.
Push through it,
Yeah, I'm
girl.
watching. Out. I believe the reason he's shooting them is to give the healer something to do.
21,
All right.
22.
All right. In.
Right.
Out.
Fort.
He looks this way. We stay in.
Now,
In.
when you lock blades with him, you are
Out.
advantaged. Your weapon is larger. You have more space to work with. Lock
In.
blades with him again.
Definitely hurt like a bitch.
Out.
Mask, level your breathing. Might be making it worse.
In.
Push in on him.
Yeah, good job.
His specific style puts all of his strength here on a single hand.
In.
Now, once you've got him, bring your hilt down.
Out.
Slap him on the top of the head with it. See how vulnerable it is right there? Bring it down now.
Out.
There you go.
In.
That'll do. Heal them up.
Out. Right. Focus.
Yes, sir.
In.
Sir, whatever.
In. Stay in.
Or,
Stay left.
that works.
Stay left. Focus.
I got Sir.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Can we touch you without getting hurt?
Let me take off the ice armor. It'll be easier.
Mm.
Give me a moment.
Will that actually heal me?
No, stop.
It's worked on others.
I'm undead.
How are you feeling?
Never mind, perhaps we'll switch. Arbor.
Fuck it.
Arbor.
Do it.
Nope, switch. You take care of her. Specca,
Can you heal
take care of
Augusta
him.
without touching her skin?
I should be able to. I haven't had to make contact before.
It's probably
Not
best
at
you heal her
frostbite.
then.
Alright,
Do
Specca,
it while you
help
have a
him.
chance.
Switch.
Test it.
Come on. Arbor, no.
I'm letting
Her
you.
first. Oh, okay, never mind. Fine.
Worst
Well, in that
I'll
case.
touch
Some
her
ass
back
fish.
Fuck. Okay.
Alright, hold on.
Just.
Hurting you? Is it?
No. No, it's
Still
here.
My
flesh,
legs
right?
are still,
Well,
Are you.
yeah,
You're
without the
ice?
ice armor, I'm flesh.
Okay, you are flesh.
Not made of ice
Okay,
enough.
cool. Alright,
Sorry.
taking that. I'm not gonna touch
Yeah.
you, but you're gonna have to bandage
at least
yourself,
it's not
okay?
deadly.
I'm gonna apply pressure.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
I need you to bandage
Yeah.
yourself, so just wrap him around. Or
Alright.
not.
Once you get them
Okay.
healed,
You
get
already
them
healed
in
yourself?
formation.
Or do you need some
Everyone into
assistance?
roll formation. Let's go.
She
Yes, sir.
pierced the skull.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Should be fine now.
No problem. Like
That
last time,
was-
actually, isn't it?
It is. Still very nice. That was actually a lot of fun.
Colin.
Alright.
Rose here. I'm
Ignis.
on the squad, so I'll just fill in what's left.
Is that the only weapon you're able to create out of
I
ice?
think it's our.
Alright, guys,
Roll
come on.
formation. Shields, swords,
formation.
wands,
Thank you.
rods.
We must go back into formation, Arbor.
Thank you. Just love giving my ass.
Very well. Good. Necromancer,
Yes,
come
sir.
here. Rock, come here. Hannah, come here.
Necromance.
Face your comrades. Now I'll teach the three of you something very important. I will show you a trigram. Now, Hannah, although you may not possess the ability to cast spells on your own, that does not mean that you are without mana. You could still be a focus point of a trigram. I shall teach you the trigram of rest, one that will restore your allies' health, stamina, and spiritual volition. Its long activation time means it is not necessary, or rather should I say, applicable in the heat of combat. But should you find yourself with an errant amount of time to pass, it is the most useful application of your mana. Trigram requires 3 different pieces, 3 focal points. 2 of you are the appropriate casting variety. Open your book, girl.
I do not cast from my book, sir.
Open your notebook, then.
1 second.
Copy this. You learn that.
Yes, sir.
Come on now, it's simple enough. You got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
3 of you form a triangle that encompasses all of your comrades.
Go to the side.
Now, the trigram is composed of 3 words of power. If, then, die. Say it.
If, then, die.
Good. Raise your hands up. Release your mana into the air. Necromancer. If you're the most focused of them, take it. Focus it into the trigram.
Wait.
Then the 3 of you must, at the same time, speak these words.
Wait.
You fuck it up, people will lose their arms, possibly their legs.
Wait.
All right. On 3.
Necromancer. She'll hurt Shizuko.
Which one?
Shizuko.
Oh. Come on now. Over here. Take a salt tablet.
Is this okay for you?
All right.
For me? What do you mean?
Sir,
Yes?
may we now continue?
Yes, but do not focus on its radiance. Remember, Song of Rest is meant to be a way to restore those in the natural fashion.
Professor, what are you doing exactly? If I may ask
On a
again.
count of 3.
They're healing.
1,
Healing all of you.
2,
Oh.
3.
If, then, die.
Good. Man, seems strong. Focusing now. Take a salt tablet. Take a salt tablet.
This is weird.
Areas that I wish I was not hit are now feeling better.
Keep breathing.
This is really weird. Okay.
All right now. Remember, the 3 of you gotta focus all your mana to restore your comrades. As the enemy is approaching the gates, they will need their strength. Come on now. There's some of them still tied. Oh look, one of them still wounded. You better heal him. Keep doing it.
If, die. Die.
Get up, son. Use that magic. Learn to suck it in now.
Then,
Breathe it in.
die.
Deep breaths. As long as you can breathe, you can stand.
Then, die.
Pull out of his wound, sir.
Keep going now. Keep going now. There you go.
If,
3.
if, then, die. Done.
There you are. There you are. See? All right, it's free now, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Finish it up now.
One more time. 1, 2, 3.
If, then, die.
Well done, my rods. Well done. Back in formation.
But my heart's still racing a little bit.
And strong.
Back in formation. Good. Now, it's time to put these lessons into practication. Do I have a volunteer from each role?
I'll go.
You two decide amongst yourselves, Shields. Do I have a sword?
Is that okay with you two?
Everyone's goes.
Yeah. I'm not.
3, 2, 1, shoot. Cities always wins.
I volunteer.
Do I have a wand?
Behind you, Professor.
Ah, there you are. Very well. Now we'll teach you the basic formation. Come over here now. Line up. Everyone else, please observe. You may break formation to make a circle, but keep yourselves back now.
You good, Mason?
Now, shield, front. Good. Good. Better. This is the basic formation. Radiant cross. Keep in mind that it is designed for 4 people in mind. 4 squad mates and associated in such a way that it attacks from the front and from the right or left flank, depending upon where it is that your sword stands. Get back in there now.
Maybe I should switch with
Oh.
Stark. Kind of useless here.
Thank you for your foresight.
Get back to fucking formation, boy. Girl, get your ass back out here.
Sir, I'll have to decline.
Oh, will you? And why is that?
Because I don't feel like dying.
Oh, you speak of the 8-legged one's fear of your power.
Correct. Which has proven to be a problem twice now. In battle.
Well, that's how we fix problems. Get the fucking formation.
Vivina, I swear to God, if you bite me, I'm going to cut your ponytail off.
We talked about this. You will have to work with anyone. Any comrade. Any enemy. You must learn to put aside your own mental barriers and move past them. And at the very least, you must learn to trust one another. Without trust, the rest of it is pointless. Now, you will find, my dear, that your 8-legged friend will not care about your fire because she will be far too worried about the fire in front of her. Reverse face formation. Reverse face formation. Come on now, Chris. Move.
You're fine, Vivina.
Move on now. Better. Now, I'll be watching nearby.
What the fuck is that?
If it goes south, I'll take care of it.
Professor?
This is not going to be good. I knew what he would. Just ready yourself.
Oh, fuck.
What the hell is that?
They need to work together.
What is that?
Alright. So where's his heart? Where's his heart, remember?
I'm going to the other side.
Back up.
Yours are.
Oh, shit. Yeah, back up. Swords, back up. Just want to get fried.
Our entire time over there, he kept trying to shoot past us, so we're not taking chances.
I wasn't telling you guys, I was telling the swords. Thank you.
Oh, you're right. I have a sword, so I misunderstood. Everyone back up a pace. They're getting a bit close.
Everybody take a step back.
Oh,
Watch your step.
We need
Doesn't
to
mean
blind
he's
her.
done
What the
now.
fuck is Professor Snail?
That's transmutation magic?
I don't. I'll
He
leave
like
him explain that.
Maybe an illusion.
he likes transformation
I have no
magic,
idea.
transmutation.
Shield.
True.
That's you. That's right, Ponytail. Pick her up.
You want me to pick her up?
Pick her up right now.
Okay. Vina, I am picking you up now. Please do not fucking kill me.
I have no reason to.
Better. Good.
Come on, Arbor.
You should stop
Time to-
if it's straining you this bad.
He told me to do it the
Duck.
whole lesson.
Shield.
I need to do it the whole
It
lesson.
can get you killed.
You're paying
Told you.
attention. Good.
Guys,
Whole lesson.
casters, pay attention. Come on, Arbor.
That'll do for now.
You sure?
Back in
Find the
formation.
shields.
I'm fine. Watch the lesson. It'll be important.
Back in roll formation now. Snap to it. Make it snap.
Right. Good line. You have to make it easier on ourselves. Just
Oh, for the love of.
I am.
Sweet baby back covered as your slapping ass looking little babies on a freaking sundown ride. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you incapable of making a line?
Stop.
I have never wanted to murder a koala slowly with my soft hands. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're a few eggs short of a fucking basket, I'll tell you that much. My Sunday breakfast is ruined with you in it. You did well today. But training from here on out will become more and more difficult. I shall have to accrue funds from the headmaster to give you an appropriate challenge. We will see how you will handle it. Remember your roles. Remember Radiant Cross. Remember what you have learned of each other this day. Y'all fuck off now.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Aye, sir.
Thank you,
Would you
sir.
like the crystal back, sir?
Mason. Mason. Mason, did the healing fix your leg?
It did, but it doesn't stop the pain.
That's fair. Stay still. Stay still. Stress relief acts as a light antiseptic. Okay, there's the wound. I have gloves. Just gonna pour it a little bit, or just gonna rub a little bit. It should be fine, okay? It's not gonna heal it entirely. It's not gonna heal it or anything, but you might get a little bit less. It'll dull the pain just a bit. There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it.
Also, I need to talk to Vivina. Where is she?
You're back inside.
I'm gonna be at the lab tonight. I need to talk to Vaughn, but I'll rest, okay? Have Arbor take a look at you.
Yeah.
So how to compare, Victor?
To what?
Your experiences, cops.
It was all right. Better than what we've been doing.
Yeah, it's about damn time. You said before about dying. What do you mean?
We were forced to develop a tolerance to death. In various ways.
Check your squad mate.
Fuck. Fuck. Knock, knock. Is she wounded? One of the biggest things we have to worry about, one of the biggest reasons that happened is because no one was honest with their injuries. At least be honest with us.
If it makes you feel better, you can't do anything.
You're telling me about it later.
No.
Because I need to know if this shit happens again. I'll leave you though, for now. Take care of it, Victor. I should have been in bed 2 hours ago. Fuck. It's okay. It's fine. Fine. It's fine. It's fine.
They are passable for now. For now, we show up your weaknesses. The biggest weakness today being your disregard for authority. And your unwillingness to aid someone that you thought might hurt you.
Marina, how are you feeling? Physically, mentally, both?
Good.
You're back at full
I'm
strength.
observing you.
We can work on how we're going to work better together.
Doing it whether you like it or not.
I mean,
I'm sick of
that's
this.
fine.
Anything besides the bucks and bruises?
Isn't gonna help.
I think Spectre got all the
I need some
burns.
training.
That's probably
Good.
the only thing I'd be
Go to
concerned
the
about.
range and shoot
His
as much
body
as you
is
can.
not good
Expand
for
your
that.
mana capacity.
Shizuka, be sure in the morning you come to the infirmary so we can double check your bandages. Okay? We don't want anything getting
Do
infected.
you have any anti-itch ointment?
I have Starleaf, which numbs things.
I'm not sure if that'll help or not.
I mean, you can try. I have abundance of it. Here's a little vial of it.
I have never been wounded in this form before.
Just
It's all very new.
use the stopper and just apply a
This is
little bit
there's
to
aloe
the
vera right over the
issue,
hill
okay?
usually.
Yes.
Could just put the gel in that. Aloe vera works with
Yes.
poison ivy and stuff. That might work.
I'm gonna go.
It's a bit too loud here.
I'm glad I didn't hurt you.
Likewise, I guess. Maybe we can work together.
She wanted to talk alone about
Rin?
something, I guess.
Before you go and do things, injuries, are they okay? Did you get injured during the training?
No.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Rin?
No. I don't
Rin?
play that passive walking away bullshit.
The only people
That doesn't work on me.
depend on and trust.
And one of the biggest issues we had was people being dishonest about their injuries. We need people to be honest with themselves, or we're going to end up
I want to know what you think.
with
She has
another
burns
situation.
on her neck. She needs a salve.
Give it some thought.
Let me see.
But
Maybe check the inner side of her neck as well.
talk to her.
The esophagus.
I want to talk to you about.
Good to know. All right. Let's take you. Come on, let's go to the infirmary.
She does not have a name anymore.
You can talk to Stark there.
I will get your squad on Bullimore.
Why she's angry?
When is she not angry?
Why is she angry?
Because her family.
She has many reasons to be
Family
angry. She's
hunts
been alive for
necromancers.
6 millennia.
She's
Oh,
not gonna kill Specca.
What?
So no. It seems right
She will
now
not
she's
put her
just
hands on
decided
Specca.
to ignore her, which is better.
Hmm.
But yes, her family has hunted necromancers for generations, apparently.
See?
It's
She's not
how they
with her
keep the
family
balance in
right
the world.
now.
Stark, tell me your honest opinion about her. Do you think that she's liable to make rash decisions based on her emotions? I need your
She's
Not based
completely.
on her
making mission.
emotions, based on her values. But yes,
She almost
Mm.
cost us the entire
Specca
mission by keeping that
does not
keystone to herself.
feel. Yes, because Specca also wanted to kill the Dryad because it was, in her mind, a necromancer as well.
Sure.
She didn't want to give him the
I'm not
keystone.
concerned about that. I'm concerned with you watching your teammate who might be going to go and kill someone else who is currently.
She's not going to kill her right now.
Right now. What is that supposed to mean?
Yes. It means I don't know what she'll do tomorrow.
She's probably get a handle on that. That's a
We
whole ass
tried,
spirit.
John. She does her own thing.
Kick her out. Ostracize her. Make her feel like she's doing something wrong. She's a child.
No, because if they do that, then she'll have no one to
Then she
turn to, and
will.
she'll lash out probably. If she is a child,
We have
as
a
you
reason
say.
to lock her up.
She doesn't
I mean,
talk
we
to
had
me.
plenty of reason to
You're
lock
right.
you up, but we didn't.
Like when I almost took your
Difference
face off in
between
that
your
duel.
fire and her fire is her fire directly burns a soul. I don't know if you ever had your soul hurt before, but it hurts way worse than any pain you can imagine.
I don't believe in all that mumbo shit. But sure.
Well, believe it or not, I felt it, and it's not pleasant.
Let's probably check this one's mental state too. He's
I'm
talking to
gonna
himself.
apply this.
Talking to
I'm
Zephyrus,
just gonna
but
apply it to your neck, okay?
I don't
you're
know
probably
what
not
that
wrong
is.
either.
It should hopefully cool it a bit. It won't mess with the burns, but you should probably talk to Silver for that
Where's
entirely.
Professor Steele?
I
He went
imagine he's
for a
gone.
brisk
It's
walk.
gonna be a little stingy, but it should cool off.
Do you know what he gave Lila?
No idea.
As for drinking,
Probably something
I
silver.
suggest drinking on a health potion a little bit. See if we have any spare ones from Vaughn.
Don't be angry at Melanie. It was my fault.
I'm not angry at her. We all got our asses handed to her. Us. And to be honest, I thought you were being attacked by the. I assumed you were being attacked by the infant thing. I think that was. I don't know what that was exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna go talk to Shizu.
Best of luck with that.
Hmm.
Brenda, do you need anything else?
Shit.
I agree.
You've gone past every part of training that I've given you.
Have
so
any of
far.
you seen Shizuka? Shizuka?
I thought
She
she was
was
over
just
there.
here a few minutes ago.
Fuck. Oh, where? Where'd she go?
The fire. She's over there somewhere.
Thank you.
Be careful.
Huh. Shizuka? Oh, wait, those are you. Can I speak with you a minute, Shizuka?
Alright, go ahead.
We should try to combine them. It might prove to be powerful.
Sure. I'll think about it. Go have your talk.
I figure up there's probably the best place where we won't be. Oh. I figure over there's probably the best place where we won't be overheard. Figure you want to have this conversation in private. At least I did. You had a bad reaction to necromancers. Why?
They're power over the narcotic and flesh poisons my kind.
Sorry, I'm gonna sit down.
That is what happened to my tail.
I see. Did that happen during the mission, or did this happen before?
I don't know when it happened.
Mm. Is that the only reason you don't like necromancers?
Murdered my sister. And we are at war with them for thousands of centuries. There are horror monsters in all form.
Funnily enough,
My plan was sworn to kill them. Anytime that we meet them.
Funnily enough, my family's kind of the same way. They used to be monster hunters. Werewolves, vampires, a lot of them. And that was what they were known for a very long time. And still are, to be honest. They still have that reputation. I'm gonna... Can you keep a secret, Shizuko?
Yes.
You want to know the best way to fight your enemy, your sworn enemy? It's to learn everything you can about them.
I am a guardian spirit of knowledge. It's literally bestowed into my soul. Collect knowledge.
Yet you didn't know what Specca was until she told you. Or until it was revealed.
I had suspicions.
Then I would make a suggestion. Before you do anything rash, observe. If not for the sake of being nice, or for the sake of, well, harmony, for the sake of knowledge. Because right now she can't hurt you. And she can't hurt anyone you care about. And the best way to keep an eye on someone like that, or something that can hurt the people you care about, is to keep a very close eye on them.
It would also be the perfect time to get rid of her.
Maybe. Would it be stupid to wreck your life because of it? Or your existence?
I'm worried what my family will say if they find out that I am.
Cohorting with them?
Yes, I have been away from them for so long that all I want to do is see them again. When I felt I was close. Now, I feel farther than ever.
Maybe it's just... Maybe here you can learn that. With steel kicking things up in gear, everything's kicking back up. Maybe you can learn. You can learn how to see your family again, but you can't do it if you're in jail. You can't learn it if you're running from the entirety of a military force. You gotta be smart about this. You gotta prioritize. What does she want more? Deal with a necromancer? Or see your family again?
Is this new information to the camp?
Hmm?
the existence of our necromancer ways. New information to canvas.
You can't technically do anything about it, or you can't exactly talk to your family about it until you see them again. So my suggestion is stay here, learn, deal with what you gotta deal with.
Did the headmaster know?
I don't know. I didn't know until just recently. I only offer this advice because from one hunter to another. I just don't want to see you get in trouble or get hurt. You gotta act smart when when you're on a hunt. Gotta make sure you and the people you care about get out alive. No matter what you do.
Trust me. I will do all it takes to be able to connect to the spirit world again. But from here on out, she's nothing but necromancy to me. And that will never change.
Fair enough. You should go see Sark, though. He's worried about you. But I won't keep you up more. Remember what I said about those bandages?
I am told that when I go to sleep, I manifest my spirit form.
You did it when you were injured. I don't know how often you sleep, so I can't really say.
I do not remember what happened most of the time. I did not even know that I did it. But
if
I
you
have
want...
all of my tales in my spirit.
If you want, I can...
Exponential growth.
If you want, I can observe.
Not that I am. Not that I am afraid of the necromancer, but nor am I afraid of what my spirit form might do. I was merely relaying information.
I'll keep that in mind.
Find Stark.
He was in the arena. He might go to the
Perhaps
infirmary
I'm
with
the one
Bryn.
Conceal my room.
How much of that did you hear? It's only paranoia if you're wrong. I need to go to the alchemy lab. need to sleep. Right. And back again. Alright, guys, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hannah is a good friend. I don't know about that. Well, okay, so the only reason she tried to do that, and she tried to do that reveal, is because she actually doesn't want her to kill Seka. Unfortunately, I need to sleep, so I'll have to tell her in the morning about that stuff, so. Fuck, actually, no, wait, is Seka even online more? I know Seka's online. Spec is online. Housekeeper's online. Okay. I need to do one more thing before I fucking fall asleep. I gotta tell them. Spec has there's a thing happening. Oh, she's in a spa at the moment. Oh, well. She can't exactly be seen by Shizu. She doesn't exactly want to be seen by Shizu right now. So if she's seen by Shizu doing this thing, it's gonna be fucking sketchy. And she's gonna be like, hey, this bitch is lying. This bitch just fucking betrayed me. So, but the reason she said that and the reason she wanted to do that, definitely her friend. Oh god, no, yeah. The reason she did that and the reason she said that was because she was trying to, kind of make a camaraderie so that she could basically stall her for as long as possible. Because oh boy, if that little fox goes crazy and tries to kill this bitch. Oh, I'm gonna guess she's here, isn't she? I hope she isn't. She's in the rooms. What the fuck? How is Tyrell here? Tyrell?
I bet she misses you as well.
I swear to God, if this comes back to bite me in the ass, I'm shooting you in the leg myself. You have to watch out for Specca. I can't tell you details, but someone should watch her as she sleeps.
I know as much.
You do?
She's had similar episodes before.
No, that's not what I mean.
Yes.
I mean, someone might be going after her. I can't give you
Someone
details.
or something.
Something. Just watch her as she sleeps, okay? I can't tell you more than that. I'm already betraying someone's trust by doing this. But I care about her. So. If anyone asks, we were talking about Kari.
Akiyama let Tiro in to say his goodbyes.
Mm.
I'll watch her, don't worry.
See you cry. Hmm. Really should. Hmm. Only gonna be a second, I guess. Oh. Blood bags? Giving or receiving?
I was.
Be honest with me. For the love of God, I just need to know so that I know if there's more blood drinkers in this fucking school.
Yes.
Okay, good. It's weird, and I have many questions for you, but I'm far too tired to deal with them right now. Make sure you have it in your detailed report.
Yes, ma'am.
I do need
Also,
privacy. I can leave.
I just have a question.
Mm.
You still want to be part of medical squad, yeah? Or want to try?
I don't feel like I'm the best fit. I figured Jixie might be because she's human, and I don't mean it that bad. I mean,
I know what you mean. You can't touch people. If you can
Yeah.
control your, well, if you want, the lessons are there. Jixie is definitely a better case because she's more tactile than you can be. But if you want to do it, I'm not turning you away. I think you should at least learn the first aid so that if Jixie falls, you can bring her up. I think 2 people from each squad should honestly be part of the nurse squad, or at least know what they're doing. So it's up to you. Just keep it in mind. And remember, put that in your.
Right.
Make sure to be very detailed in your report.
Of course.
You too, Rex. Alchemy lab. Alchemy lab, alchemy lab, alchemy lab. Back to my alchemy lab where things make sense.